great to have my fellow Latina sister on the show with me. But first, we're going to have her astute, amazing husband, Aseer the Duke of Tears, and he will introduce his lovely wife who's going to talk to us today. Come on in the room.
Peace, everybody. I don't even know what else I can say. You said it all.
There's nothing to add on.
We really appreciate the love.
That's an exercise in acceptance, because it really is hard for me to hear shit like that. It's so hard. I'm like, but basically, thank you. The introduction isn't even that.
It's you.
I actually asked Aseer and you if we can do this together, because after you did the show with you were like, oh, I'd love to tap in. You're the only goddess that is willing to even speak to me individually or touch base with the feminine aspect. And I've just gotten used to not quieting my voice, but just used to being behind the scenes. So I really appreciate it. But because you asked just for me to be on, I know people really just want to hear and see him. I'm a nice little add-on. I'm like the paprika. But you don't really miss paprika if the chicken is seasoned well. And I don't eat chicken, but you get what I'm saying. I am okay with being a little invisible. But at the same token, I just did a little show about just sharing stuff about my sister and mental health. And I don't think that a lot of women that have gone through things actually like talking about them, because it might make us look imperfect. It might make us seem like we don't have all our cards together when it comes to our families. But we can't control extended members of our families. I can't control my sister, my father, none of that. So at the end of the day, I wanted to touch base and say, I like for us to sometimes be seen together, because we do so much separately now. And I'm willing to be off camera. Thank you for allowing him to be on with me.
Of course. Of course. I mean, you compliment each other.
Done.
No. You guys compliment each other so well, and we admire you that you are a couple that you're able to just, go through life together. It's so hard. I mean, being in a covenant relationship is even hard in this time and age. So I would love for you all to talk to us about how all these things are affecting our mental, emotional, physical health, and maybe even introduce the things that you have, your products to help us. Because Goddess, let's be honest, your body is like top tier. Okay, I mean, like your body is like a 10, a 10. A 10. I would show pictures, but I gotta ask your husband permission first, because you look too good. Okay, your body is top tier. Y'all, let me tell you.
You as well. It's not, I always tell people with products, especially, it's not some secret, some whatever. What it is people are cheap. They broke, they cheat, and they don't want to spend money on the ingredients that it takes to really make quality stuff.
She's talking about the corporation.
If I can make products with shea butter and charge $60, $80 for it, when shea butter does not cost that, people wilding out with prices. They are charging y'all so much for small bottles of empty. And the reason why I am that, I would say, I really don't allow other people to help me make products, and I tried. There's so many little ingredients and the process on how to do it. Not a lot of people actually want to take the time to do all that. If you could just put oil in a bottle, throw some herbs at the bottom of it, and put a label on it, that'll sell. People are really selling brands, not consistent ingredients. So popularity is kind of taking leadership rather than how long does it take, and are these products handmade, and why? I didn't think 15 years ago making products would be something everybody wanted to do and get into. So now that it's happening, I'm very grateful. But ingredients mean a lot to me, because it's a totally different feeling when you actually hand chuck aloe, or when you're using, I always talk about this, pumpkin oil, jojoba, calendula, marjoram, mullein, hawthorn, all the things that I infuse. I don't use a levo machine. I haven't relied on a lot of fluff to create products. I actually started making products when I didn't have many options, but I also realized this coffee butter doesn't have a lot of coffee in it. This rosemary doesn't have real rosemary stalks in it. This face oil, it's got a little bit of argan, but I can tell that it's made mostly with a safflower oil. So I just really wanted to start introducing not only my body, but ingredients that cost money. A little
That's
thing of
right.
rose oil will be, and I'm talking this size. I'd run and go and get it, but I'm not about proving shit. A little rose oil can cost $288. That alone is what makes certain products, whether it be the Victory Rose product or the Foy. I use real rose oil in certain products. One thing I'm grateful for is the consistency of using a lot of great herbs and ingredients. People might try other things, but they're going to always come back to Cordoba Organics because it feels different. Someone said to me, I can't use shea butter because it breaks my face out. Your products are the only. And that means a lot to me because I could cut corners. I could save money. I could stop putting argan butter. I could stop using horsetail butter. And I could just cheat and use shea. But there might be somebody out there that has a connection with one of these labs. I forgot the name of the lab. But basically, I've had people take my stuff to a lab and say, what's the pH value on this? And what are the ingredients? So
What?
I forgot. I'm trying to think of the name. Quest Diagnostics. So it's there are some people that will check. Yep. And that kept me real humble. Like, you know what? People are checking. Hopefully they're checking other people's as well. Because
no, they probably aren't.
It's really just alkalinity, ingredients, and being broke and I don't have the luxury of a Levo machine. I don't have the luxury of a distillery or a storefront. How am I going to make, and how am I? So I just focused, cut all the noise out, stopped sharing my ideas with people, started really setting my day up really early. Now I'm really focused on the hours of my sleep, cutting certain habits that I loved in my life just so that I can extend and see how things are without the things that I got used to. And honestly, I'm very grateful that I didn't just start my business making hair oil and hair grease. Because
is this a joint business, sister? Is this a joint business, or is this something that mainly you do?
I do it. It's something I do. It's our family business because it
It's a family
supports my
business.
family.
I
But
love
Aseer
that.
is not in the kitchen in the morning making Sunkist and Revive, only because he's busy. So I wanted to alleviate a lot of stress from him being the sole breadwinner. And I say this because when you have a kid, especially if you don't have family, you make decisions. Am I gonna have the nursery raise him, or am I gonna raise him? So
That's right.
I was really hands-on, and I didn't want anybody else.
We wanted to be home with him. We wanted to be home with him, and we wanted to have something where we.
Can you say it a little louder, please, Sheik?
I didn't want to tell him talk up.
We wanted to have something where we could be home with him, but then still do, you know what I mean, whatever we can to make money. But as opposed to going out and striving to work for somebody else to do that, you know, it just took time for us to build up our individual situations as well as our collective.
And I think because Aseer was just lecturing so much, there was a lot, especially when Amor was first born, there was a lot of energy on, well, let him come here, let him speak here. And I started realizing he's doing a lot of running around. And it's great, but what can I do to help contribute so that he doesn't have to think of traveling and
I love that.
Sometimes exposing his energy to people that he doesn't really know just to bring home rent. And honestly, that's really where it started and what it was about.
Can I ask you a question? I
don't really like people saying, you know, it is my business because I'm the only one that makes stuff. I designed all the labels. I designed the website. I just had to do something so that when he's reading, when he's teaching, I could stay busy and not just making food and raising my son, but with a college degree, I really wanted to be more than a yoga or an actress. If I'm not making money doing this, I gotta flip it up and figure out how I can help. And the first 2-3 years, you're just breastfeeding, and you already know, you with your kid. Now more is 4 or 5. I tried cooking more with less. I tried a couple things, but it wasn't bringing me sustenance that I could actually contribute. So then that's when I was just like, you know what? I've got to really focus on what I can do. What I can do is make products. but I don't have any money and no investment and no investor. So I started off with two. Two became four. Four became six. And I
Wow.
just
Now
started
you're up to 80.
saying,
What are you up to 80 now?
I'm up to like 93.
93.
But the point is, it's not like, oh, make products, make products. How am I going to differentiate myself from all the people that make stuff too? I'm not famous. I'm not a celebrity. And honestly, it's just time and consistency and consistency. I said, use your Instagram. You did yoga and all of that. Now, just share products. Don't let people see your face. Focus on selling products. So for me, you can't sell anything unless people see the results of it. So
On you.
that's really why I showed my ass on Instagram, so that people could see, wow, this girl's got keloids and she's whatever. At the end of the day, if I just relied on Rosemary's Baby, Hair Magic, Goji Guru, and a couple of other hair products, I'd be out of commission because nobody knew Rihanna and Beyonce were going to come out. Beyonce is killing the game with safflower oil, water, glycerin, and some castor oil. Yep. Now, kudos to her team because you don't need, what I realize is these people don't even need to use their own stuff to sell it. How we know this? Yeah, and I'm not trying to talk trash about Beyonce. What I'm saying is, if I made over $10 billion, I would not be focused on sacred. I would be focused on doing other things like raising my children. I'm always like, when you gonna stop? When do multimillionaires say enough is enough? Let's let other people eat. They're not like that. Multimillionaires are gonna consistently figure out how to be billionaires, how to make more money, how to charge not even 4 ounces, selling 2 ounces. That's like, or 1/4 the ounce. That's this size of the bottle for $60. I can't do that. Even though my ingredients are better, I'm gonna, girl, why are you selling it? Well, because mine has argan oil in it, and castor oil.
And pure organic. Yeah. Pure organic.
It's got herbs, but you know what? There's no preservatives in them. There's no fragrance in them. So I started to just realize, yes, people care, but only a small portion of people in the world are going to support a non-celebrity. If I was only relying on my hair oil and hair grease, I'd be out of commission. And this is why I expanded my line and thought of metaphysics. It's the thing that saved me in my youth. Why can't I figure out a way to create an astrological line of body butters and hair oils and face and body washes that have no anything in them, so that you can use them from the rooty to the tootie. If you run out of face lotion, you could use dew, you could use the anise oil, you can use the Rosemary's Baby. But aside from products, the products came at me feeling isolated, me not feeling like I can contribute in certain ways, me realizing that unless I was willing to sell more than yoga, a yoga teacher wasn't going to slide and make it anymore. A lot of people really increased, I would say, the flyness of yoga by really just making it, they over-sexualize.
Yeah.
Regardless, instead of always thinking about what other people are doing, I just wanted to focus on what I can contribute, where he would not always have to go to Atlanta, go to Brooklyn, go to Mississippi, go to Arizona to bring home money, but to bring home bread that it's not his sole responsibility to hold everything up. And I didn't want him to feel that way. So I just wanted
that's a true wife. The Bible says that the wife is a help meet for her husband, a help fit for her husband. So that's who you are. You're fit and created specifically for your husband, and you saw that there was a need, and you created a product. So let me speaking of, you saw there was a need. Can you speak to how people's stress levels today are contributing to like skin breakouts and hair loss? Like, what do you see happening with the stress now today?
I don't want to even, what it is, I think, is relying on luxury and really forgetting that things that smell and look and taste great aren't always good for us long term. So, for example, I was watching Kamora Fastlane, a new Kamora Simmons show. She has 2 gorgeous daughters. One of her daughters has endometriosis and PCOS. I'm like, how did these young girls? And I started thinking about it. I said, she came out with the body. It's the fragrances. They're endocrine disruptors. They're destroying these young girls because not all of them are out there having a whole lot of sex. I don't know them, personally, but
Yeah.
just looking at the younger girl, I don't think, maybe she's had 10 sexual partners. Let's just throw that out there.
Okay.
But nothing to really get endometriosis, have her
Right.
eggs retracted at the age of 20, 26, 7, 28. It just made me be like, what is happening to these young girls? And I started saying, it's the candles, it's the perfume, it's the body sprays, it's the body shit. It's those body sprays that we get addicted to spraying on our bodies every day. They are fragrance and chemical based, and they are endocrine and hormone disruptors. And that is what causes PCOS. So we're thinking sex and what they're feeding themselves. But the largest organ.
I can't hear it. What'd he say?
You're not talking about the makeup. You're not talking about the makeup. You're not talking about the dyes, the perms, the eyelashes, the everything accentuating from these corporations is there to disrupt your endocrine system and to eventually,
it's to kind of shut you down
get
slowly.
you up out of here. But all these corporations are trying to get everybody up out of here as quick as possible. And until humanity realizes that, they're going to pick and choose what poisons they continue to use to support their addiction. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's foundation, whether it's the glue that both men and women is putting in their head now to have fake hair on top of their head, and then they sweat that into themselves, and then on top of that they'll go and then they'll eat 3D printed meat. All this type of stuff now is actively attacking the human archetype. And I think that for the most part, the country has been slowly going insane since the time of Vietnam. So after Vietnam is where you get a heavy influx of drug addicts, and you know what I'm saying? The pharmaceutical companies now have full reign. They can go into Vietnam, take out all of the stuff that they was using, you know what I mean? Cultivate that, because if you think about it, most of the people came back, a lot of the soldiers were addicted, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't addicts before they went. Because you can't be a drug addict and go into the army, but you can be in the army and come out a drug addict, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what happened, and a lot of that, the psychological operations that went around during that time seeped into the psyche of the country itself, to the point that once they all came back and they started seeing the people that sent them away with parades is now welcoming them back with spitting on them, shooting them, throwing them in jail. You know what I'm saying? That psychological break created and was exploited by these same corporations, because that's when you start to see the rise of all of these give me a second. The kind of the pharmaceutical industry starts to use now more. Depression becomes a thing. ADHD becomes a thing. All of these things started to sprout up after. You see what I'm saying? You get a wave of all of these people coming home, and now the corporations that have used them basically as guinea pigs now understand we can basically farm out depression and create it on a generational level. So this way we can constantly get paid off of depression medications, these type of medications. And then when they started to get outed for that, a lot of the pharmaceutical companies started going into the cosmetic companies. You see what I'm saying? They started going into the cosmetic companies and they started using the pharmaceutical stuff they was using, and now starting to apply this strictly to chemicals, strictly to all of that. So now people are starting to do organic. You know what I'm saying? So what do? They take the FDA to court to find a loophole around the word organic so it don't have to specifically mean organic. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, right. It's not about how you cultivate it now. It's not even about the word, because once now we are using the word to define something. If you say organic to someone, you think the word means what it says. But
Yeah.
the FDA now has been bribed enough where now anything they want to get through, like they just changed the designation of meat now. Meat can now be a biogenerated product. So before it was strictly beef, bovine, cattle, pork, turkey, right? No, now it's 3D printed meat, lab grown meat, impossible burgers, human cold meat, right? Analogous to beef, turkey, this, that, and they try to ingest and inject all of that. So it gets to the point we as, I think, humanity have to get to a point and realize that a lot of the mental illnesses, a lot of the diseases, a lot of the stuff that we keep talking about are all based on the environmental parameters that the society has put itself onto. That whole Global 2000, 2030, we're going to reduce the population thing. This is real. It's real. And they are actively out here murdering people, literally getting people to either kill themselves, kill their family. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a constant bombardment of all of the people who say that they're there to protect you when they're taking the money, changing the designation of things that were meant to protect you, and then putting it on you like, well, you know, you need to be informed. So at some point, we have to understand that the mental illness that we see affecting the society is not something that is organically growing out of the society. It is being injected purposely into the for lack of a better word, hive mind of the general populace of whatever country they in. Just we're in America, so we're at the top, so we get the full court press with all of that. You know what I mean? Like, we in America, we get bombarded with chemicals that are banned in almost every other country in the world.
Yeah.
Every day this is hitting us. You understand? On top of the chemtrails, on top of the waste coming from the corporations, you know, poisoning the wells and stuff. On top of the FDA being paid off to get everybody to get the jab that they now coming out saying is actively killing everybody. But now you can't actively say it, even though they actively put it on their website. Like, at what point are we as people gonna unplug from that and decide that we can no longer accept help from the people who are trying to kill us? That's where I'm at.
I think that they use, adding on, I think that they use celebrities and people that look trusted. Like, as the people of color, we just are trusting people. We very rarely ask questions, especially if you're wealthy and you look like you have your shit together. Wealth in this country really does equate happiness to a lot of people. And that's kind of going back to what I was saying. If you are wealthy, internally and externally, you are not constantly searching for the next thing to make money off of. And that's why we have to start questioning, like, some of our celebrities that we look up to. Yes, their net worth and their stats say that they have this amount of money, but this person actually moves as though they might be running out of cash next year. So let's stop, you know, it's not to say let's stop, it's to be more aware of who we pedestal on these goals of, well, she's doing this, I've got to. It's like, you can't compare yourself to a celebrity type of status. We don't know what went into creating what it is we're seeing them make money from. But what I'm expressing is, you can't always believe what you watch. If someone is happy and healthy and is doing well, they sometimes can take a break and say, well, let me enjoy the fruits of my labor. But no, we don't see these celebrities doing that. They are consistently going hard, which means that something has to be a little off. You're not so desperate to always rebrand yourself when people know you as, you know, a multi-millionaire celebrity who has X, Y, and Z. So that goes back into what Aseer was talking about, and it just made me think about a lot of the people that I do get emails from. that do have children, a lot of our children are suffering from anxiety, from depression, from bipolar, from all of these things. And growing up in the 80s, I'm a late 70s baby. We used to think that 77, 78 was like, oh, you young. But now people are like, oh, you're old if you're born in the 70s.
Right.
But being born in the 70s and being raised through the 80s, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends that suffered from anxiety that we knew about. And sometimes people are like, oh, well, they just didn't diagnose us. Well, we were all autistic. No, we weren't.
No.
We weren't all autistic. We weren't all suffering from these things. These things came after what he's talking about, the injection, and a lot of stuff switched. So sometimes, just the other day, it's, oh, you can't eat rice. The rice, there's always something that we can edit. The rice is too acidic now. Now our rice, water washing is not enough. So sometimes you go crazy in your mind, like nothing I'm going to do is going to actually bring health to. That is a very dangerous place to be, but it's also great because it sparks the imagination to say, well, first of all, let me just enjoy the journey. Let me stop thinking about everything being, is this going to make me unhappy? Just enjoy the journey because something's going to take one of us out these days. So let's enjoy our time here. Be aware that, yes, we can be aware of small things like the microwave. I know a lot of people that still use their microwaves. My microwave is a storage. I'm not saying that it's bad to use it, but it is. Don't microwave your food. Stop hot pocketing stuff for your children. Take your children off of microwave foods from the time they're born. Amor has not had microwave food ever. To the point that he would fight me for popcorn. And I'd be like, make it on the stove. No. So sometimes, yes, our children are going to challenge us, like all of our children. My son, why do I have to write in cursive? Because that's what I asked you to do. Because I don't want you writing in print. Well, why? Because this, that, and the third. Well, we don't need it. I hear how you feel, but your feelings are not based in reality. The reality is AI cannot decode cursive. It can't decode cursive.
So God forbid, you gotta write a secret note or some shit to get away in the future. You'll be straight. Where most of the people around you, they won't know.
But why can't we challenge our children to do things that are uncomfortable? Whether it's writing cursive or getting up every day to work out. My son hates exercise, but he does it because you can't live in my house and not exercise. Your body.
1 second, sister. 1 second, Queen. I just have to take a minute to pause because it's so hard to focus on what you're saying with your skin being as beautiful as it is and your locks being as. I mean, I just and let me just wait. I gotta look at that. Look at how beautiful she is and family. Hold on. I'm not gonna look at this. Look at this, family. Let's just take a moment. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just take a moment to bow in reference and honor.
That's just
body. Look at that body. Oh my God.
And
I mean, that body is to be worshipped.
Thank you guys. But
and that skin.
It changes when you have a baby and you have a stillbirth and you are lactating and you have stuff. I remember my body before I had children. So I thank you guys, but it's also I know that if I do these planks,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna bow. I'm gonna bow.
You know how you're like, but it's the same to you. You know how you meet 65, 7-year-old women and they look 30 and you're like, oh my God, I pray that I'm even alive at that time. Like people, I had to stop and be really honest and say, I gotta stop smoking so much weed. I smoke a lot, okay? And to be honest about that and say, well, you know what? I'm gonna take a year off. And to have just done it was really kudos, but also to see it didn't really, real talk, it didn't really switch up much except my dream state. So many of you, getting off weed changed my life. It didn't for me. I still exercise. And I say that to say it really is based on the person. Some people can't smoke because they get paranoid. Some people can't smoke because they can't work out. I could smoke weed and run 5 miles. I don't know.
And President
And
Trump
yeah, and
just did something.
I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but for
Yeah.
me, having had certain loss and not wanting to do drugs and not wanting to drink, weed tea and having a little joint really did allow me to go to sleep at times that I was just thinking, where am I going to live? My mother said it really did calm my anxiety.
I
So
can
I want
imagine.
to celebrate and also say that shit saved my life. If I wasn't smoking weed the night before 9/11, I would have been at the World Trade Center. If I wasn't smoking weed, right when CCNY, that whole puffy thing when all them kids died, I was there.
Yeah, she was there.
I was
Oh,
there.
you're
And
from New
I
York.
was like, you know what? Let me step out to go and smoke a blunt with my friends because
Yeah.
this is getting crazy. If I didn't step out to go smoke a blunt, my little 95-pound ass would have probably got trampled at CCNY. So a lot of times in my life, even on the train, I remember one time I was like, you know what? Get off the train. I got off the train for some crazy reason, 2:30 in the morning. 2:45, the whole train gets shot up. The 8 train, everybody died in the train, gets shot up. I go home and I'm like, smoking weed. Thank God for weed. So there are times, sometimes people like to really demonize it. No, weed has helped my knees. It's helped my joints. It doesn't break me out. I don't OD the way a lot of other people do, but I know a joint a night, that's a lot, okay? So for me, I just wanted to challenge myself and say, can I just stop? And I did. So you can when you want to, but don't punish yourself for doing shit that might help you out in life a little bit. Some of us need a little acid. Some of us need a little toxicity. You can't exist in a toxic place just on some pure shit because you'll get taken out. You will get taken out. When I was a live foodist, that was when I was the healthiest, but I was also a little bit like too light. Nigga, you get some weight on. Start eating some sweet potatoes. Drink this tomato soup. But, dealing with extreme live foodists, oh God, she's got a lot. So, it's really listening to your own and saying, okay, how long have I been doing this and can I challenge myself and will it work? That's how I do certain stuff. I'm not like, don't smoke weed. I just wanted to see the changes in my life. And honestly, for people that do enjoy it, I would just say try to stay with a homegrown, stay away from these dispensaries that are putting all these chemicals. I really miss, just the time. If I were to say to people, if you from Brooklyn, y'all know black weed and beef broccoli. When you got black, it looked like tar, straight tar. And it was the best weed ever. So I say all that to my young ones. My son doesn't smoke. He's 17. I love that he's not interested. Great. I'm not going to encourage him. That's great. He ain't never had no loss. Nobody stole from him. He ain't get into any major fights. There's no need for him to spark up. Me? Yeah. At my age, I was I'm homeless. I got this. Weed helped me not overanalyze and not be in my head all day. So that's shout outs to weed. But it's the same thing for products. Magnesium. Okay, so one hand is my working hand. This is my short fingers. I need to do my nails. These are my short fingers. I open everything. I do everything with my right. My left hand, I like to let just fly out a little bit.
Wow.
My nails are long. These are all my nails. No wraps, no manicures at the salon, no nothing. What? Just me trying to see if I take care of my nails, can I grow them naturally without anything?
Turn on the other side like this. Turn this way. Wow. Oh my God.
So these are my nails when I don't cut them. And they're, coffin. I love a square. I love a nice shape. So I just shape my nails down and I do put a little clear, a little light pink just to give them some strength. Now I say that to women and say, my right hand is short because I do everything. I braid his hair, I twist. So I keep one hand for work because I need to open bottles and pour bottles and do shit. And this is the hand that I am very active with. This hand, I try to treat like a little dainty lady. And oh no, I don't do things with my left. So I say that to say, love the journey. You don't have to go to the nail salon. You don't have to get your hair twisted. Shout outs, I stopped twisting my hair. My last hair video, I was showing twisting it. All I'm doing now is stroking. This is it. Stroke, 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 stroke. I'm not twisting anymore because my hair said, I'm getting tired of you twisting me and trying to make me perfect. Just let me be. Stop
Whoa.
pretending to me. Do the front of your hair, but let me be. And since I've let it be the last month, all my curls on top, my hair looks fuller. I'm not trying to taper it into the lock. They just feel better. So I'm going off of that as well. Same
Can you
thing.
show us your
I'm
hair, lady?
grateful.
Sister,
Huh?
can you show us your hair? Because
I can't. It's long. I need
I
to
mean, just
possibly
how.
cut. It's touching the floor now. When I walk, all
Wow.
my locks are on the
Wow.
floor. But I kind of tie it up a little bit. When I
Okay.
ride my bike, I put them in a hair bag because
Mm.
they get caught in the spokes. A lot of little stuff. But my
Wow.
hair has taught me patience because I'm like, oh, I can't. And I'm always pulling it from underneath myself, even on the couch. It's not on the couch
Oh my
because
God.
I'll oil my couch up real quick, and I don't want to do that. But my hair is a lot now. It's a lot. And I'm to the point where I'm like, just leave it be. When it gets too much, cut it. And when it's not, I keep it real on my ankles right now so it don't touch the floor. But a couple of them are. And all of that, who cares how long my hair is? What I want to say is it will grow if you leave it be. My hair
Okay.
is not the way that I envisioned it. I thought my hair would be nice, little curly. No, it's a wild bush. So I say that to people because some girls, they go to the salon and they look great. I didn't start my hair in the salon. So I
And your
can't
husband
go
has long hair
now.
too. Okay.
I can't start my hair. The salon shit is too much. And really, it is my products. I can't use
What?
anything else in my hair because it looks dry. My hair will look brittle. I stroke it every day with a little grease and a little
Wow.
oil, and I'm good to go. But there's no grays because it's hibiscus and the beets and and I love gray hair. I'm waiting for my gray hair, but it's not coming in. The same thing. Amor said, Mommy, I'm 17 and I look 14. I said, yeah, but your body is developed and you look great. And when you're 30, you'll be thankful
Come on
that
in,
you
baby.
passed 21. Stop trying to project yourself to be grown. Look, you come from your mommy and your daddy. We have younger genes. We might not look our age for a while. I used to, in my 20s, want to look 30. I used to, in my teens, want to be. Amor, you're 17, you don't look it, and be grateful you don't. So that's really where I'm at with everything in life. The same thing. I could go through each product, the coffee bomb, the hair magic, the magnets, the ether, the Acai Cinnabon, the Goji Guru, the Victory Rose. What you need to know, they can all be used on kids, your face, your body, your privates. It won't mess you up. The reason why I wanted to make it such, because sometimes we run out. The do, yes, each product has specific intent. But if you run out of something, it's not like you can't use it on something else. The witch hazels are really good for closing your pores, for reducing lines around your eyes. I still sun. The other day, a girlfriend was over and she was like, oh, I don't want to go in the sun. I said, the sun is actually going to be the thing that reduces your wrinkles. Yeah. And she looked at me and I said, I know. For some reason, Black girls hate tanning. I don't know what it is. But Black women hate tanning, and it's the exact opposite. If you sit in the sun for 10 minutes, your eyes will be better, your skin will be better. Yeah, you might get 1 or 2 sunspots, but sunspots really only happen with diet and with the wrong chemically niacinamide, niacinamide. I can't even say the word. There's a lot of shit that Koreans use, that lightening stuff. It's called niacinamide. Anyway, that's horrible for our skin. Same thing. We can't use a lot of bleaching.
All of it. It's all bleach.
It's not just bleach. They're lightening agents. So they're to lighten your skin and to lighten your pigment and to remove dark spots.
The dark spot is you. It's your whole pigmentation.
The dark spot is the melanin. Yeah. So sometimes I look at certain celebrities, Megan Good. Oh my God, no, the one that I just said.
They're all bleaching.
What minute she's on?
They're all doing.
She's the one that just got a divorce, Iman Shumpert. She got a real nice tight stomach. What's her name? He calls her a man. Tiana Taylor. Yeah. I don't know why my husband thinks Tiana Taylor's a guy, but I think it's hilarious. We talk about this all the time. Tiana Taylor, she was my color. She light-skinned woman now because they use these products over time. Have you noticed that?
They all
Yeah, I have noticed how light they are.
Making good. She used to be brown, and so I
they
use a
all
product.
bleaching.
I started using a product that had turmeric in it. This is like 15, 18 years ago. And it started lightening my skin, little light spots. I said, oh, hell no. I stopped using the turmeric shit and made my own. And yes, right, doing all that. But certain turmeric products have other things in them, and they will destroy your dermis and your melanin. So I do have a couple spots on my body. I can show you. See these, like, they're like little vitiligos. They're like little light freckles. That actually is from trying stuff to lighten and to sharpen. No. Stay away from all niacinamide. Stay away from hyaluronic acids. Stay away from any type of acidic. You can have the same thing using a non-alcoholic witch hazel or drinking hibiscus. Hibiscus is
I'm right.
amazing for your skin. Hibiscus tea, dandelion. It's bitter, but it's so good for your skin. It's so good for you. Hawthorn. Don't do certain stuff that's gonna how do I say, dry your skin out. All these pumice, apricot seed, scrubs, horrible for your face because it rips the fascia, the first layer. You can exfoliate using, just even if you don't buy anything from me, a little teaspoon of Celtic salt. Use Celtic salt in your face, on your face. It will completely take away all the debris, all that stuff out your skin, and it can act like an exfoliator. Same thing with what was I thinking of? I'm sorry. Skin brushing. You don't have to just brush your skin a little upward, and it helps with stimulation, inflammation, all of that. But I just wanted to thank you guys because the face washes, all of my products really are for people with sensitive skin that's just, it's kind of like, oh, it worked for a couple weeks with this, but now it's not working. That must have been my journey with Cetaphil, Lubriderm, Carrie, I could name. I used to use Crisco on my feet because I couldn't find something that didn't have a whole bunch of fragrance and stuff. My grandmother used to be like, put Crisco on your foot. So before I started making my own, I definitely had ideas, but honestly, it's money. I don't shop at Gucci. I don't buy name brand shit, even with the money that I've saved. My husband get me jewelry for my birthday, anniversary. You're seeing 8 to 10 years. It's not like this shit came all in a day. Also, when you don't have stuff for a while, I'm really grateful my husband just laced me because for years we went out, did our thing, but we couldn't buy each other the things we actually wanted to. So we were surviving. And you know what he told me? He said, when we were surviving like that, you know that people thought that we were millionaires in Brooklyn? I said, what?
Point. Yeah, this dude came up.
Really?
Talk a little louder.
There was a guy that came to this restaurant we used to go to in Brooklyn called Red Bamboo, and then he just said,
yeah, I know, but it's weird. You go the opposite way of the camera.
Said that forgot what I'm saying.
Red Bamboo.
Oh yeah, he was like, yeah.
We can't see you, Sheik. We can't see you, Sheik. We can't see you, Sheik. Okay, sorry.
People, based on how you carry yourself, people will treat you accordingly. So when my grandmother used to say, just for the job you want. So a lot of times we will put ourselves in position to be around, or people will see us as they perceive us as opposed to how we really are. That's why it's important, I think, for us to sometimes realize that having your words match your actions is important. You know what I mean? Not every day you can do that because we're all human and we all fall into situations where sometimes we fall short of what our intent is. The problem is you'll have people who know that you're morally, for lack of a better word, correct like that, and they will use that against you to get what they want out of you. You understand?
What do you mean?
Meaning that if I know that this person is a good guy and I know he's not the type of person to put my business out there, I could basically say whatever about this person, and because I know his nature or her nature is such, they not they don't want to be that type of person, so they're not gonna come up. So I can basically just say what I want. You understand what I'm saying? That is
Yes.
another form of gaslight and manipulation that goes on every day. We learned that first. We first learned that from our family. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, those of us that come from families that haven't always been forthright with each other, you know very early as you grow up in the family who is kind of sanctioned to be cool in the family and who's not. But we don't never really know why the ones that's not is not until we get to the point and then they start treating us like that. And we were like, oh, okay, this is why uncle don't come to the cookout. This is why Aunt Shirley don't be rocking with this and that. Because families keep secrets like hoarders. They'll hoard them to the degree, and then what they do is they use the next generation as a means to either bury it or use it as ransom to the person that they're keeping it from. So an example, I have a child. We know that this child is not this child's father, but we all know that the guy that I'm saying is the father is the one I'm choosing. So we all gonna be cool with that. You know what I mean? And then everybody go along with that. And then everybody at the cookout every year with this guy, and the whole family know he ain't the real father, but he's a good guy. He work, he do all this type of stuff, right? This happens every day. And the same thing happens with females. How many females you know had a great home, great family, great husband, and then one day she find out this dude got a whole nother family somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He franchising families. Like he got a whole nother experience somewhere.
Well, we talked about even the other day where we were talking about mental health and how, you know, sometimes people that we attract at a young age in our life are there to sometimes test us, test our resolve of who we are, what we're going to do, all that. We know a really amazing brother, amazing healer, metaphysician, loves fitness, has taught fitness forever. I knew this brother at the age of like 15. I would run into him at the saunas in New York. Very few Black people would consistently go to saunas. So this brother and I had a very interesting relationship because we would always run into each other. Long story short, really the pinnacle of health. His daughter is about 300 pounds. Don't work out, don't follow anything. And I'm always like, what is it like being able to heal everybody in the world, but not your own child?
That's sad.
Sometimes the women, what were you going to say? Because I know you're going to
say, however, though, we also watched the person he had the baby with know how he get down with that and almost did the opposite
purposely
despite
turned,
him
purposely
to make the baby back. You understand what I'm saying? Like
just to get under his skin.
Just
like, well,
right.
I'm the mother, and if I want to feed her McDonald's, that's what I'm going to do.
Right, that type
and
of
so shit. Even though she attracted him and they were on the health tip
the whole time.
now the daughter has diabetes. She's 200.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous girl. But I always go, you know how hard it is to be able to heal everybody in the world except for your own family.
But what's worse to me when you say that is to know that you actively procreated with this person, and this person purposely did this to this child.
Yeah,
purposely.
That's him.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
Right. That's an example. But what I'm saying is nobody's exempt from somebody's betrayal. And betrayal, like I said, unmitigated, unresolved,
that's hard to share.
How do you say, put to a position where there is some resolution, justice from it. That also goes to the long-term mental illness thing, because that can drive you crazy. When you're in a situation and you see something that's supposed to warrant a certain degree of justice, and yet there is none. For instance, Epstein files. The Epstein files are out, right? All of them are redacted. So we're not learning nothing. And then on top of that, after all of this time, you only showing me pictures of the dude you hate. Okay, cool. So what this says to all of us, or should say to all of us, is that this whole thing was a psychological operation, right? And everybody who's down with it, and everybody that's down with it are also the people who we also somehow expect to do something about. So this is what I mean about the collective mental illness of Americans that we all share. We all know who and what the problem is. We all know.
But if it's paying you,
right. If it's paying you, if you have a fraternal obligation to it, if you giving blood to it, if you've had sex with it,
we're gonna rock with it. We're gonna take it to the bank. And that's something I noticed in the lecture community. That's kind of what separated us here. And I was like, look, everybody wants you to work with this person, be this person, and we're not. That nigga is a rapist. I don't care how you flip it. This man is a rapist. He's raped people. I've known girls that have been date raped by him. We don't talk about it too loudly. But this guy, all his eggs ain't in a basket. It's just that people love him, people popularity. And for some reason, all these elders that are like, they just like this nigga because he looked like he got money. And no one in the community wanted to say, y'all are all following after this fake leader because he looked like he got money. So because he looked like he got money, it looked like everything he's saying is next to God.
Perception.
You can't see that the girls are being used. Something's off with this bit. It's off. The energy is off. And when it's that off and people are like, oh no, please go. I'm like, look, not all of us are here to do the same God's work and all of that. No, this dude is a hustler. I see him in the street hustling. But because he got on some Kemet shit, y'all bitches is gonna, that's called a dub. Y'all are falling for the fake. But it's cool, because if he's fake. Now you look like a hater and you look crazy. Just go live your life. If people want to follow this date rapist weirdo, let him do it. I'm just not gonna do it. And when you really be like, I'm not fucking with niggas, and the people be around people for money, now, it's not until now that I'm like, thank God we did so-and-so. And certain elders, they can't even look at us because they know, well, I was one of those people that was down with that dude just because he looked like he had money. So now I gotta look like I'm about substance when really you know, and I know, that all I'm about is this dollar and popularity. And it's disgusting. Yeah. It's disgusting to use people's trust, to use people's like, oh well, I want so and so let me give him my these a lot of these hustlers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of this goes.
It's a mental, and they're bipolar.
Because of how the country is set up. The country is set up to have people
that are mentally ill
to be represented by what we say a Republican form of government. We tend to think that because we've been raised here with that. I don't think we really intrinsically understand what that is. To have to live in a type of place where you can have something, whether it be yourself or something else, represent you. Right? And it not necessarily be you, but it be representative of you that allows you and other people to then see you through that.
Destiny swap.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. Like, we know there's a difference between America and the United States. America is the TV show. The United States is the commercial, right? Nobody likes the commercial, right? We all want the TV show, but to see the TV show,
you gotta go through the commercial.
You gotta put up with the commercial. You see the problem? So what happened? We say, well, we'll just buy cable, right? We'll just bypass the whole situation, right? So now we don't gotta have commercials. We can have just straight movie. And then what did they do? Create streaming. Right? What they did, create streaming now. So now we right back in the same thing. I'm streaming to not get commercials, yet somehow
I'm watching Enhertu commercials about kids.
Right.
And all these drugs. You notice that there's all these new Enhertu and Flexflux. And I have never seen more pharmaceutical drugs pop up. And my whole thing really is these bipolars. I laugh because I grew up with somebody that's now been diagnosed bipolar. When really, Celina, you're the dramatic. No. This girl is bipolar, and I'm trying to tell people, but not to be diagnosed as anything. Sometimes it's just crazy. And then what happens is a traumatic event takes place and it just throw the crazy all into crazier. Can we just stop trying to get everything? Some people just a little off. Some people are a little crazy.
Some people retreat. Some people, I've watched this also in my years in dealing with people and different, you know what I mean, different cycles and stuff. I've noticed that too. I've noticed people will become other people that, you know what I'm saying, that's not there. But then the person that they're being around these people come, and then they whole situation.
You gotta switch it up because
you gotta shut that down because it's not even so much. A lot of times I feel like people are literally trying to be somebody else. I think they're creating a persona that they've identified with, that happens to be somebody else.
That touch them
in a way, and now they
I want to be able to touch other people. So maybe if I have some of these mannerisms, some of these ways of speaking, I can attract what it looks like this person attracts.
Right, and then in that's. But what we also have to understand is this: you could come out of the same womb. This woman and her sister came out the same womb. You can grow up in the same house. You can have the same parents. You can have the same grandparents, the same school, the same clothes. Nobody has the same mother, the same father, the same family, the same thing as the other people in the family. Everybody in the family has their own experience. That's why the pillars of the family were so important. Grandma, grandpa. Really, that's really the linchpin, because they were the ones who, like, you have grandbabies.
And she there,
right?
You're like the dream grandmother that we wish we had.
So as a grandmother,
Thank you.
Right? As a grandmother, there's things that your grandbaby gonna do that you would have never let your son do.
Never.
That's so great. Oh, you're such a good one.
Never.
That's so beautiful.
However, that's your grandbaby, right? So your grandbaby get to be under the grandbaby rule. And the grandbaby rule is, don't tell me
how to be
with my grandchild.
That's right.
Especially when you're the type of grandparent you are.
You're a giver.
Yes.
A giver. You're a loving person.
I like to think most of our people, grandparents, stuff like that, is like that, or were like that. But within my generation to my eldest son's generation, Aries is 28. That was the generations where they started to wipe out the big moms and started getting rid of them.
Yeah, his son was here last week, and he said, my grandmother, Amore's grandma, she's not well. He said she's just not a loving person. And I said, she's not, right? He said, no. And the thing is, she might call me once a year. Like, oh, you could call me. He's like, how am I supposed to call my grandmother who kept knowledge of where my father was for over a decade?
Oh.
From me. And she don't think that that's anything. We don't talk about our lives. She's like, oh, whatever. But I asked my grandmother, where is my father? I want to see. And she acted like my daddy was just not there. And the whole time she had a phone number and knew where he was.
But then telling me the opposite.
So he's like, I say that to you, Celina, to say, she want to be in people's life, but she's so evil. She don't know how to get back in the graces, because you already seen all that she's capable of doing. So it's not like she can act like she's not the type of person that will betray or steal a child, because she already did that with me. So now she can't do that with the more. That's why she's not. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say the other side of that is exactly what Celina's saying in that response, is that we don't realize, or what these types of parents that do these types of things to children, what they don't realize is they are participating in human trafficking. You understand? When you are, let's say, a parent, and you know the other parent is coming, and then you send somebody to take the child to somewhere else. So when that parent comes, that child is not there. That's human trafficking. You just traffic that child.
That's deep.
When you like that in hospital.
That's trafficking.
deep.
You're also doing, you're ransoming. You're also practicing extortion. When you say
Well,
you're not going to be able to see your son, you're not going to see your daughter unless I get such and such and such in my account, whatever. You are extorting the person. You are practicing extortion, and you're practicing ransom. Now you're ransoming the child now. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, right? The last part of that is when you now are given something like a child by the Most High, and you know that it took this other person to make this child with, and then you, for whatever reason of your own volition, decide, okay, I don't want him or her to be a part of this child's life anymore, right? Now, this is outside of the parameters of safety and health. We're not talking about a guy that's crazy. We're not talking about the dude that's beating you up. We're not
talking about the abusive father, the one that hits the child.
And mother, this is
both parties.
This is what they say, ambidextrous. We taking both the man and the woman at the same time, but we're talking about a certain type of man and woman, because whether it's a man or a woman, if the man is trying to do what he's doing, and he's doing for the same reason, it don't matter what sex they are. They're doing it for the same reason, control. You're trying to control this person, and you're using the child, right? Which is the future, which is a representation of you and this person you made it with, highest self and God now, right? You're taking this and then you're saying now, I'm going to use this to control this situation because I'm hurt, or I'm not ready to give up, or it's my child, or I don't want, right? So the I, that's it. That's what you're dealing with.
You're not thinking of the child. You're not thinking of the development, the emotional response. Who cares if you don't like this guy? The child needs his father between
he does
all the time, but especially between. So I have specific talks with Aries, and it's like, I said, do you? He said, no, I would ask. And she would. So learning about, I'm not trying to share this person, but learning about the details of how this happened. Even the other day, he put me onto an article and was like, this woman is 48. She just got arrested for keeping the daughter from the father for 40 years. The little
oh my
girl
God.
to go to the father's house. You might have seen it on the news. Supposed to go to the father's house. The little girl never went to the father's house. 40 years later, the child is found, but the mother gets arrested because they had visitation.
They had a warrant.
And there was a warrant out for her arrest for 38 years.
Yeah.
But this woman, oh, well, I just didn't want her to see her father. Thank God today this woman is going through certain stuff. But I said, that's what happened to you. It's just your mother was a part of it.
See, that's what makes it RICO now.
And that's
so now when you bring the families involved, now you got to extend this stuff. Now, everybody, objectively in speaking of it, everybody is going to look out for their people. So that's cool. You know what I mean? So I understand that. However, the problem with people in our community is our people have become very tribal. We were always somewhat tribalistic, you know what I'm saying? However, we had covenants and creeds that would supersede that at times. But as those creeds and covenants and word bonds was broken, we started to become more tribalistic. And from tribalism, you get feudalism. So this feudalism, family, internal strife thing that we keep dealing with, we keep talking about generational curses, we keep talking about all this stuff happened, and we want to make it seem like because this one white man may have raped your great grandmother, now this is why we all messed up. And we always putting on somebody else when really the truth and the reality is everybody in every generation had a choice to do what they were supposed to do or not. And those choices that they didn't make, right, led to the choices that we had to make now. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not in a situation where we're not directly affected from the past. We are affected from the past every second of the day because the past, the present, and the future are all on one time, on one wave, on a continuous wave that's going back and forth. So if I look this way, as far back in the timeline, it's all happening at once. Yeshua getting crucified, the Hebrews leaving, the pyramids driving, you know what I'm saying? The flood, all that. I look this way, Cleopatra, Mark Antony, you understand what I'm saying? But what is consistent in both perspectives is the present, because the present is what allows you to take the energy of all the abstract, which is the past, which is an abstraction now, which is the future, which is a projection, right? And now you're able to make those together based on the choice you make, because the choice, which is a quantum trigger, allows the next thing to unfold, which then allows the next thing to unfold. You see what I'm saying? So when they literally say every choice you make is dependent on heaven or hell, it's literally like that.
That's why some people like exist
Wow.
ignorant bliss. Because
Yes.
if they're ignorant, then you can say, well, I didn't know.
In ancient times, right? They always talk to you about Egyptian and Kemites and all of this, right? But when they believed in Ra, right? When we saw Ra as God, the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we saw Ra rise, right? That was Ra being reborn.
Mm.
When the sun went down, that's now Ra dying, going into the underworld, having to fight Apep, right? To fight for the sun, for him to be reborn for another day. So according to how we used to look at things, all we had was the day. You understand? Because the night was now not promised, because that was under the realm of the underworld. Apep in them, that which is unseen. The sun made everything seen. So we would see every day as a new life. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
every day, it was literally like when you woke up, it was like you saw yourself waking up from the dead, not going to sleep. It's a different type of understanding when you look at it on a societal basis, right? Because now on a society, you understand so-called ancient Egyptians, they're the ones that lay the groundwork now, right? For basically every culture outside of maybe Sumerians, which was analogous to them. But essentially, they were the ones that kind of set the tone for what civilizations in a post-flood world would be. So if that's the case, then, and they saw that, that means that they took pride in their days. They didn't waste their days. You understand? Because as soon as the sun went down, to them, they were dying. They were going to die. You understand? That's why when Akhenaten came, it was such a crazy thing for them, because what he did, what he said, there is no moon cults no more. We're not doing no underworld worship no more. There's only going to be Aten. It's only going to be the sun. Matter of fact, knock all the rules off the temple, so that way every day is day. Every day is day. And when we see it as night, it is just the other side of the day. So he literally revamped an entire cultural way of thinking. But what did that also do? That also created a backlash in which now people, like, what happened to all the moon? What happened to Khonsu cult, the Khonsu priests? They got a job. What happened to what's her name? The underworld, Aseer, Anubis cults. What happened to them? All of them is out of work now. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens to them? What do? That creates a problem. That creates internal thing. Because remember, mental illness. Because this is how they've been for thousands of years. Now all of a sudden, I gotta worship the sun. When this whole time we had the sun here and the moon here and this here, we could do it all together. Now you said I could just have one? They saw that as utilitarian. This is an authority. This is a tyrant now. You understand? He gotta go. Which he kind of was to a degree. You understand? But it depends on how you look at it. The sun priest was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? The people who made sun jewelry, they blowing up.
Going right, bringing that into the
yes.
Bring that into Cassie. Bring that into Cassie.
Yes.
Perception.
Perfect example.
Perception of Cassie. She's
perfect
the victim.
Example.
She's this beautiful young girl who was taken
in a cult.
In
a moon cult.
Yes, I understand that. But Cassie was also empowered.
I'm sorry, I'm smiling.
The high priestess.
She was a high priestess.
She's a priestess.
And said, no, I want this guy. I'm going to have sex with him for this many hours consistently. We'll collect his sperm. I'll drink his sperm. I want him coming in me, on my face, on my body, for years. So how is that victim? I'm not saying she was she wasn't forced. But
She
was
wasn't
there a
forced.
gun to her head?
She wasn't
Was
forced.
somebody choking a bitch?
She made a
saying,
choice.
Was somebody saying, you better suck, you better? No. Part of being a grown-up is following through on a decision or saying, I don't want to do that, and not doing it. And I don't think that a lot of people want to take responsibility for that right now, because everybody wants, oh, well, I didn't know. You were still grown. You still wanted to support X, Y, and Z. Let's not act like you did. And yes, it seems messed up, but you enjoyed part of the journey because you never got off the train.
Enjoyed the whole thing.
You
Right.
can't say, I don't like this, but I'm going to stay on it every day and obsess
Right.
over it and call it and ask it, when am I going to see it?
Yes.
If you read, I thought victim, but now we're getting the proof and seeing, no, this person was actually in control.
No, what we were witnessing is what
Was
we
set
just
up.
were talking
Right.
about.
How
We were
society-
witnessing a pseudo-Egyptian ritual, sexual occult ritual. That's what that is. That had nothing. I mean, yeah, it's the action is sex.
Yes,
The
but we're talking about it.
perception,
Yep.
the action is the sex, right? The
Okay.
perception of the sex is deviant, right?
Right.
That's the perception,
The
right?
real-
But the intent of the sex is what? Magical. These niggas is they are participating in what is called a Thelemite ritual. They
Yep.
are Thelemites. That is a ritual purpose of their religion. This is their Freemasonic
And Thelemites
religion.
drink sperm, pass on so-and-so,
Right.
pee on each other.
That's part
Use
of
body-
their sacraments.
Yep.
That is called, they call that one of the, there's a whole process, but the whole thing, they refer to it as entering the tunnels of Typhon. And that's what these people are. They're into Typhonian magic. They're into the, what is it called? Thelemic
Thelemite.
or orgasmic,
Mm.
tantric,
Occult worship.
ritual sex. That's what it is.
And what do you feel that, because we studied this a lot 20 years ago.
Right.
What do
Okay.
you think that, because I'm always like, what the hell would somebody get out of making sperm ejaculate pills and sperm cakes? Do you know that
That's
these
what
get
Aleister Crowley used to do.
Aleister Crowley,
Used
that's
to get
all
that
that,
to his- used to
and Blavatsky.
Yeah.
They used to get
Wow.
create what they call light cakes, and he would create cakes and pills and stuff with his semen and his spit and all types
But
of stuff.
don't you notice that
And then sell that to the parishioners, and then they would take it in home with their
and
ritual.
ingest
Right.
the body?
So a lot of the porno industry, right? All
Body
of
glue.
that right.
That body
That whole
glue
Bonnie
shit.
Blue situation.
18 and
You
under.
may or may not be a man. That's another Thelemite type ritual. That's where they are striving to create moon children.
Mm.
And when they create these moon children, right, they have the physical child that they can create from this, right? And then they have the spiritual child, aka the homunculus child that they create from that, which then they can transfer into the consciousness of a golem or some sort of
You're so pretty. Look at that. Look at Dr. Kia.
or some
Thank
sort
you.
of
Absolutely.
what do you call it?
Little doll, a totem,
Yeah.
something to try.
Totem.
Yes,
And they
something
use
to
those.
put the demon in.
So
And
Puffy is the Sun King, right?
please.
Puffy is the Sun King
Absolutely.
in the ritual. That's why everybody was scared of him, right? He was running the industry. Why? Because he is now taking the position of the Sun King. The original Sun King in, let's say, modern times was King Louis of Versailles. He was basically the first
Okay.
Sun King, right? In our modern time. Puffy now is acting as the Sun King in the Thelemite order. So what that means is that he is also the high priest. So part of his ritual is to oversee the parishioners, because part of the ritual is the orgasmic death of Osiris. That's where you have a bunch of people and they're all having sex, or there's one guy, right? Or let's say if it's a guy, he's having sex with a bunch of women. What's going to happen is he's got to have so much sex with all of these women, right, that he get to the point that he actually passes out, right? You get to the point of sexual ecstasy where you just so many women, so much orgasm, boom, you pass out. Once he passes out, he's dead now. In the ritual, he's dead. So now that's when the priest or the woman or whoever is acting as this person is supposed to come in and start to speak life into him. This is where the incantations and all this type of stuff go through. This is where now they might bring in somebody from another state, right, who's been primed for this, to come and rape this person, right, where they don't know because they're out or whatever it is. They're trying to, boom. So as you start to come out, right, they got to do this to you until you start to wake up. And as you start to, like, right before you get the full consciousness of it, they rape you again. So
Oh my God.
This is how they do this, and they consistently do this for a certain amount of time. So remember, in the Puffy stuff they were talking about, they said that they would do this for days, right?
And she wondered, how can you do this?
Right.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, babe.
No, I'm doing the same. No.
Yeah, we just go back and forth. But that's what they did. They created this back and forth thing where he said, like, I was like, how are you doing that? These people's passing out. Because once they pass out, that's when they pick them up, bring them into the altar room, give them the jump, give them the spank, give them the, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they doing.
Also when you put the demons in through the music.
Right.
Because he was so into making music.
Right.
Little Rod, like all the people that he worked through.
Puffy.
It's Puffy. It's to really also keep this demonic entity alive. So when you have like hosts that are willing to just show reverence, that's like a Little Rod or someone where you know, but I'll still stay and just deal with the aftermath. It's like, I don't know what people get out of money so much, or the thought of power, that they will allow certain things to take place just to be around the energy of wealth. But it's not wealth, it's actually what you just described.
It's that, and it's a way to harvest souls. It's a way to harvest souls. This is no different than, like I said, the baby moms, you know, denying the father to come and see the child, but then you'll have some dude who can't see his child be with your son, and now he taking out that on your son, but it's okay so long as it's not the father with him. You talking about deep-rooted self-hatred that is mirrored now based upon whatever ritual abuse that was tuned in the person.
And we talked about it through families and saying that a lot of it really does come through these Eastern Star and Masonic affiliations. Unfortunately, Black folk, we just love, I don't know how we got into this Greek fraternal, everything through college, everything through the daughters, it's a lot. And a lot of
secret
these women,
societies.
oh no, these AK girls, those girls are taught how to have sex with these men. That's their purpose. And I was like, what? He said, all the daughters of ISIS, all the daughters, they are the
helpmates to the brothers. And if the brother need a quick jump, or he need a quick thing, or he need a quick fix, or he need a, you know,
that's their purpose.
That's their purpose.
And I said, no, not all the sorority sisters. He said all of them. That is the rituals.
They're not going to tell us that.
They're not going to tell until you get to stage 3 and you're about to cross over or do something. But that's what all these, and I said, that's why, and they look after each other after they do.
Because we're dealing with,
and that's changed our families.
We're dealing with a death cult. All of these different groups, and they're all a part of the same death cult. They all sacrifice they leaders. They all do the same stuff. So we have to understand that the small hats that's running stuff, they're the ones that run Freemasonry, y'all. It's them. They are running it. Everybody get their Kabbalah stuff, and all of that stuff go back to them. And we're going to take it back to them, and we got to take it back to when they got it. They got all of that stuff when allegedly they were captives at Babylon. Remember, the Jews will talk to you, that talk all this crap about how they were slaves in Egypt, right? They say all this, right? We don't see no evidence of that in the imperial thing, but let's say for eschatological purposes, it's true. They always talk about how they were slaves in Egypt and how they were so proud to leave and do all this other type of stuff. But how many times you ever heard them really talk about their time when they was in Babylon? They don't never talk about that.
No.
They don't never talk about it.
I've never.
Right? They don't never really get into that. And that's the reason why. You got to understand there's a whole thing with that too, because they lost their kingdom, or let's say our ancestors that was them lost their kingdom because they kept going back and dealing with death cult rituals. That's what got everybody displaced. That's why we displaced now, because we fell from our noble natures and came down into this world, right, the third density, and started going to these other places in the third density realm, as high and spiritual as everything we was, trying to raise these people up. And some of our people, some of these Moors who were of this high level or got caught up and started sleeping with these people. You understand what I'm saying? Started having babies with them and started creating fake histories for them and all this other type of stuff. So what I'm saying is, when they lost the kingdom, Nebuchadnezzar said, no, instead of you leaving y'all free because y'all destroyed y'all own covenant with y'all own God, right? Y'all gonna have to go to Babylon and live there. And so they went there. And once they went there, they say that they was captives. Why? Because they couldn't leave. But they weren't slaves, though. Think about what I'm saying. So it said that they was captives. They call it the Babylonian captivity, right? Look up the word captivity. It means that somebody is holding you technically against your will, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
they weren't slaves. So when they was there getting info on how to flip what they had already done. Because remember, they already dealing with the God of, they say that their God of Israel, right? They kept disrespecting that dude, right? Keep disrespecting him. And what does he do? He then, to punish them, empowers their enemies with their pagan gods against his own people just to bring them to heel. So he finally does this, brings them to heel, puts them into Babylon. Then after Babylon, after 250 years, they can now leave. They left, went back, right? Set up their temple, and then lost the temple again. Again, had to be destroyed again for the same reason. So what I'm saying is that the issue that we are having as descendants of this madness, right? Is
Yes.
that we
Wait, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Family, if you are enjoying this conversation while they're trying to come back in, first of all, thank you so much for being here. You're listening to
Can you hear me?
Aseer. Yes, yes, sir. 1 second. Aseer, the Duke of
Can you hear me
Tears,
now?
and his lovely wife, Celina. If you're interested in supporting them, they do have a Cash App. You know, I do this for all my guests because I'm so grateful that they're here. You can send a Cash App to $DS418. That's $DS418. And some of you have said that you're trying to order their products. I'm going to let Celina know that somebody had problem ordering something on the website. I don't know what she said it was, but it's Cordoba Organics. And after they finish talking about what we're talking right now, we're going to pull up the website, and Mrs. Aseer, Mrs. Celina will be able to
Can
tell
you hear
you.
me?
Yes.
Were you able to
Okay.
hear the last of what he was saying? I'm sorry. And yeah, the products are thing after, but go ahead.
The last part I was just going to say was that once they got into captivity and got freed out, they started to create different cults that they could control based upon what they learned under that regime. And most of the things that we understand as occultism and Freemasonry and these types of things that these people are dealing with, a lot of that stuff has been so overly done. And because it was based on an older system, an older modality under almost a Piscean system, we're now in an Aquarian system. So what's happening is a lot of the ritual stuff that they was getting off with in the Piscean system cannot work in this one. So the bloodletting, the human sacrificing, the destiny swapping, the extra propaganda, the kind of, none of that stuff is giving them power no more. Not the way that they used to get. And now what's happening is having a backwards effect on it. The more they're doing it, the more it's backfiring on them, and the more the Aquarian energy is pushing it to the forefront. So right now there's a bill in Massachusetts, I think, where they want to force the Freemasons that are working in any branch of government to have to reveal themselves to get public jobs. If that goes viral, if they start to make that a thing, things will start to change overnight. You know why? Because now everybody's outed. Now the RICO thing that has been running through the occult apparatuses of these death cults, like the police, like the DHS, like the FBI, like all of these different things.
Now they're on blast.
They're all on blast, and now you'll be able now to see the through line connection between the little blue lodges, the FAP, and all this stuff going all the way back to the top. Because to say that all, let's say, Freemasons or people into fraternities are evil and they're all trying to kill it, that's not true. However, if you are part of an apparatus that does that, you understand, where at the very top they are using your spiritual and physical labor to achieve the ends that we're talking about, then you may not be doing it. You're not directly responsible, but you're a part of it.
Of the energetic.
You're guilt by association because you hold yourself into that, right? So anybody that takes an oath is obligated. So when they took an oath to the United States and uphold the Constitution and destroy from all enemies, foreign and domestic, they put their own selves on the chopping block, because that means anything that is an anathema to that is the reason why they have to denounce it. So the fact that they have it and they've been practicing these things in these different public capacities, and then using our money to ritualistically set people up, to ritualistically do rituals and murder people, all this type of stuff. And we don't even know this is happening. Now what happens now, this is what I'm saying, it's all coming out. They can't do it no more. If this thing goes viral and this actually gets passed, it's going to sweep the nation, then it's really a wrap. Because, like I said, it's going to uplift a lot of energy, it's going to expose a lot of people, and it's going to show the RICO that's been going on through the insurgency that has started in this country when they took it over. So what we're saying is that the mental illness that the world, or specifically we as Americans or so-called melanated Americans experience, 90% of that stuff is coming from things like witchcraft, statecraft, outside forces. Maybe 5 out of that 90%, maybe of that 5% is coming from us internally, and then the other 5% is like leftover karma shit. So really, we're at the best place we could be right now, because all we have to do is make the right choices, which is to not do the things that got us here in the first place.
That's a lie. He's like, and that's it. Die. Cute. Aseer, real cute. Okay, real
People,
quick.
what people are saying. Okay.
The shipping and handling. People don't usually get 1 or 2 products. So I have an $8.45 or $8.50 shipping fee. $10 priority. Let me tell you something. I always come out my pocket and pay the difference. Most people's products cost like $11, $12 to ship. But I don't want to charge more than 10, so I never do. If you want like your little priority, you'll choose that. $8.50 is regular ground. The reason why I express that is because my stuff isn't just 1 or 2 ounces. I have bigger jars, and those bigger jars really are expensive to ship, which is why I don't ship stuff in glass. Because if you get like 6 products or 4 products, it's going to be like 4 pounds and 8 ounces. That's money. You want to keep stuff under a certain ounce, which is why I try to just not even tell people, look, this is a flat rate. It's going to probably be in between that, but your stuff is going to go out the same week that it's placed. My whole thing is your little free lip balms. I do have sales. I'm starting a sale again this evening with Magnus and the zinc, but they've been on sale for a while now. Also, I don't like confessing what I don't do well, but I'm going to, because that's usually what people focus on. Little QR codes, I'm not good with all that stuff. I run my whole website and the orders and the ingredient. It's a lot to micromanage. So I don't
Mhm.
diss myself for not knowing how to do the little codes that people might want. What
Mhm.
I can do is a sale so that when you go on the website, you'll see 20% off, 30% off, and you'll see that the item's on sale. It takes a really long time to choose which items I might want to sell on sale. So you just got to look through stuff and see which ones are available. The email goes out when I do sales like that, so you'll know what's on sale. Anyway, everything is
Someone
infinite.
is saying they're having sister. Someone's saying they're having trouble ordering. I think she said your hair care products. Is that what you said,
That's
Sister
okay.
Janine?
She's just doing something, not to say she's doing something wrong, but I
Okay.
looked at the website today. It's running extremely smooth. There's no glitches or
Yeah,
anything.
hair products. Okay.
Sometimes people just get a little overwhelmed, which is
Okay.
fine, but everything is running smooth. If she can't select something, sometimes people are like, oh, I can't find, just go through the pages. You can hit hair, body, skin, and all of the hair products will pop up.
Can we
I try
go
to
over the
keep them.
website? Can we go over this right quick where you can I've
Go
just
ahead.
pulled it up.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so this is the home. It's Cordoba Organic, CORDOBAORGANICS.com, CordobaOrganics.com. And here she has a home tab, body care, face
And if
care,
you scroll
hair
on
care.
one of those, I'm
Okay.
sorry, it's hard to see the whole thing, but
Okay.
there's a section and it has like all the little, you know how
I just
somebody
put
makes things more difficult than it is? That's what
I
people do with
know.
my shit.
This
And
is
it's
the
not
body
difficult.
care.
It's
This is the body
really
care.
idiot friendly. And I'm not saying that to make whoever's having difficulty feel away. But all the body washes are listed. All the body butters are there. They're not in order because I didn't do everything like that in order.
Mm,
But like all the astrological
blueberry,
butters are there.
strawberry.
You can go to Zodiacus and you'll see all of everything. You can go to body care and get everything. You can go to shampoo, like hair care, and pull up everything. I try to
Face
keep
care.
it simple, and I get it. To go through pages to find your stuff might be difficult. You can
Mm.
use the search bar and type in acai or coffee, and it'll
Oh,
pop up. But I'm really grateful for being able to organize and have descriptive explanations on every product
People don't even.
with their ingredients listed. People have typos. They don't share what ingredients are in their products. They only share active ingredients, not all of
mm.
them. They don't share the intent. They don't tell you what's on it on the bottle. Each label costs $2.25 to print. I have over
Mm.
86 products. So imagine balancing, have I run out of labels? I can only order them 100 at a time. So I order
Mm.
100 labels of acai, 100 labels of rosemary, 100 labels of shampoo, 100 labels. So my job is to, in my mind, is to be there for the customer, answer all the questions, make sure the orders go out the same week they are placed, give everyone a free lip balm. If
Oh,
you are complaining about not getting or not being able, I get it. But please give a sister some applause for having an organized website and an organized business where your questions will be answered. It is not a bot. It is not anybody but me answering. Because God forbid I don't answer people specifically. And it doesn't take me, sometimes I got to take a day or two because my job is multifaceted. I like making products. I like talking to people. I like things. But if I don't turn off social media to work from 7 in the morning to 2 in the morning, you will not get your product the same week it is placed. I don't just have 5 or 10 orders anymore. It is a full business. But I don't need to share the details on how, because my job is not to confuse a customer. My job is to say, whatever you want, it's there. I don't go out of sale. I won't run out of inventory because I make everything by hand. And if you like it, I don't think that I should sell out. I think, oh, wow, this is selling well. Let me make more of it. My job is to run the products, make sure all the ingredients are in each one, make sure they're available from 2 ounces to 16 ounces, to have variety for over 85 products. So I'm not really I don't really take anything personal anymore when someone's like, oh my God, I couldn't find. I'm like, well, she didn't look. I can't hold, I can't really, sometimes I laugh because somebody will say, oh, I looked and it's being shipped to, so everything is printed electronically. So if you type your address wrong,
That's where it's gonna go.
I hate to say it's your fault, but it's on you. Please pay attention. Don't just send, some people have ordered for me for a while and they'll just go, oh, I live on Jerome Street. I know it's Jerome Street, but I can't memorize everybody's apartment and I don't write anyone's label. And that's just to create an air of professionalism, to make sure everybody gets the same treatment. And honestly, it's been going great. I love what
That's
I do.
great.
But I do understand some people might not, oh, I want this to be, I cannot sell my products for the price of shea butter products. If people are selling shea butter products the same price as mine, that's on them. But I don't sell shea butter. Shea butter is cheap. My products are expensive. And I say that because you will feel and see the difference. I had a burn, real big burn mark on my arm. I used any one butter. You could use Aseer, Revive, Lemonade, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius. They all have herbs in them. And the reason why I'm kind of specific with this is because it's not like you can pick something and go, oh, this is going to be wrong. I picked the lemon and it's not going to work for my scars. I picked the Aseer and it's not going to work for my athlete's foot. I picked the OG butter and it's not going to work. They're all going to work for healing your skin. And that's something that I'm so grateful I can stand behind. Nothing will break you out. Yes, if you have sensitive skin, use the rose clay, the banana, the whatever. But if you don't have sensitive skin, you can still use these things. I just made them for people with sensitive skin because those were the problems that I was coming up with. And I wanted to also be able to use everything in my line. So that's that. But the Aseer.
Can I ask you a quick question, sister? I got a quick question.
Anything. I'm just trying to go through them because
Okay,
I
sorry.
don't do this a lot. So ask me as I'm thinking. Rosemary, Aseer. I can hear your question.
Okay.
The lemonade.
Is it just for Black people? Is it just for melanated people? Can Caucasian people use it?
Let me tell you something. We have to watch what products we use that white people create because they have different skin. They can use niacinamide. They can use hyaluronic acid and it won't mess them up because they ain't got no color. Ain't nothing there to erase. I'm sorry. They're not melanin rich. But we can't use all of white people's stuff because we have different skin. White people will always benefit from our skin products because their skin can benefit from anything that we're making. It's not going to take anything away. Some white people go, well, I can't use your hair product. My hair products are made for all hair types. But if you have white, straight hair, just use a little oil in a spray. Because my stuff is concentrated, it's going to be too oil rich for your hair. But some people have alopecia. Use a little of the hair magic in your white hair, in your scalp. As a white woman, your hair will grow immensely. The reason why I'm kind of like that with race as well is because everything is made for Caucasians. That's wonderful. There's not a lot of sunscreen products and hair products made for me, made for Black women, made for dark-skinned women, made for women that have curly hair, straight hair, thick hair, porous hair, 4C, 2C, 1C, all the C's. We have a lot. So we can't use niacinamide. I can't use snail mucin. It is a stripper. It will dye. It will make your skin thin. You won't be able to tan. So I love all the girls that are getting light skin and don't want to tan. But you can't go in the sun now. Now you really can't tan because you stripped your dermis from melanin. So I'm trying to say, all white people, all Asian, I have a lot of white customers, a lot of Asian customers that love my stuff. But most of them have psoriasis, most of them have eczema, very few of them have hair issues. The ones that do, thinning hair, and they love my products, but they'll be like, I can only use it at night because it's really thick and I gotta, whatever it is. Herbs need a carrier. So yeah, you could drink a tea, but if you're applying it on your hair, you don't want it to be in a safflower oil or something that's soy-based. It's bad. It's not good for your son. It's not good for boys. So I try to be very specific about what I make and how I do it, because I know I can't find anything that's going to feel like this. And that's really where I humble myself and say, don't worry that you don't have a storefront. Don't beat yourself up that you can't do that. Stop comparing yourself to people that look like they might have had parents to help them. They might have had an investor. They might have had some money. Who knows?
It might be a scam.
I just know that I don't do that. And since I stopped doing that like 12 years ago, things have just been great in my life. Don't compare yourself. Ether is really good. But then we have the OG butter. The OG butter has onion and garlic in it, but it's masked so well that it's just great for fungal situations. If you have cold sores on your lips, use the Vaselina. You can use coffee butter, the ether. Any one of the body butters will help for eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, pimples, large pores, anything. Anything.
What about puffiness?
It's
What
just
about
kind of like,
puffiness?
you know how
What about puffiness under the eyes? Somebody wants to know.
puffiness under the eyes? Use a little bit of the coffee bomb. Use a little bit of the cherry. Use a little bit of the banana oil. All of these things are anti-inflammatory. You can use a little bit washing your face. Use the beets and roses. And also the puffiness under your eyes is also kidneys and liver. So Aseer suffers from that because whatever, I'm not going to share his personal business. He really, really good. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of the thing I think. Not only dandelion, all stuff that's anti-inflammatory, all things that are great for your liver and your kidneys. He doesn't really like black seed oil, so I mask that in his smoothies. Oil of oregano, very, very good. And sleep. And ice baths. I hate to say it. In the morning when you wake up, spread your face, ice water. It will reduce the puffiness in your eyes. It's just circulation. It's how your kidneys are processing like urine and shit like that. Some people have a lot of gallstones and bladder stones. Yeah, you can use a little bit of uva ursi. You can, but it depends. Cucumbers is really good. My products for puffiness of the face: dew, cherry oil, banana seed oil, the foy, the coffee bomb, the Libra is really good. There's so much. The same thing. All of the body washes are pH friendly. You can use from head to toe. Yes, I have a specific marmalade for wild yam, for people that are going through menopause. Yes, I have the Son of Man, which is really just great for men. It has a little bit of red ginseng, a little ashwagandha in it. Really, really good for keeping areas. Is like I get these razor bumps. Any of the body butters, he said, I put on my face and my razor bumps, it's just gone. Because it's really the ingredients and what you put in stuff. And I think people skipping steps. I wish that I made stuff that I could just reconstitute by throwing in a bottle and throwing a label on it. But I didn't, nothing, everything was kind of made, I would say, difficult in a difficult way, meaning there's steps. But now I see in skipping those steps, things feel different. So I'm really grateful. Like I can tell if somebody's using shea butter but saying it's jojoba. And I hate to say that. But same
Would
thing,
you consider?
a lot of products that are being
Would you
sold
consider?
right now.
They want to know if you would consider creating supplements. Thank you for that question, Aziz. That was a great question, Aziz.
My whole thing with supplements is I don't ever want to be responsible for what I make people drink or eat. I don't want the FDA. I don't want anybody. Oh, I got sick, Celina. She gave me some shit. I don't want the responsibility. I'll do teas if you contact me.
You did
because
juices before.
I still do juices. I do jackfruit stuff. And right now, I'm so addicted to my daily tea. It's basically hibiscus, ginger, mullein for my lungs, hawthorn for my heart, red raspberry. It's got like 6 different herbs in it. I'll sell that to people because I know it's safe. But
I want some of that. I'm gonna order some of that.
I would say this is like a skin tea, and it's great for lung support and for heart health. But if you have low blood pressure, you could take it. High blood pressure and low blood pressure, you could take. These are why I don't think, because I don't know what people are suffering from. So I would only use herbs. Like remember I said uva ursi for your kidneys? You could give somebody too much uva ursi and they are unable to conceive and hold a child naturally. You can give somebody too much black cohosh and it messed them up. So
That's
it
how
really is
beautiful
to
she
know
is.
what you're dealing with. So for me, right now, I would sell a tea, but the tea will be like an everyday man-woman tea. And yes, red raspberry is for women, but men can drink that and it not mess them up. So these are what I'm talking about. I put
People
red
want to order
raspberry.
that tea. Sister Celina,
I'll
people are
send
saying
it to you because
they
I
want to
put it
order
in a
it.
big mason jar. Hold on, you stay right there and talk, and I'll show you.
Okay. So if you're interested in Cordoba Organics family, I'm going to put the website back here in the chat again for you all. It's right here.
I don't really like showing this because these are in the bags, but I need new mason jars, and these are things. Like basically, I'll use a whole thing. Oh, I can't see a whole thing of hawthorn. I'm real into my mullein every day. This looks like a big bag of weed, but the mullein is really good to drink. I have a whole bag of hibiscus, and I'll do all of this red raspberry. But all of these will be used this week. This whole bag is gone in a week for my products. So I just set some aside every morning and I make my own tea. So I make my own tea just like a skin tea. Hibiscus, like I said, the things that I need in it. But I don't really want to do supplements because I don't want to be responsible for what people put inside of their body, if that makes any sense. I think it could be kind of dangerous. What if your daughter drink it and she's 3 months pregnant, don't know, and now she's having contractions because it has black cohosh in it and uva, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I don't ever want, because things have happened to me like that, I don't ever want to make someone feel like they're not taking the right amount or I'm kind of doing that doctor shit. I don't want to really do that with people. That's the same reason why I don't sell a whole lot of body scrubs, you know. Like I love body scrubs, but I want people to get into skin brushing. So yeah, I can sell sugar and this and certain ingredients, but I'm always like, why don't people just skin brush? That's kind of why I don't stretch myself in making bar soap, because I really wanted to figure out how to make a liquid soap, because I just like liquid body soaps. So shout out to people that do bar soaps, but it was more work for me in my space. I couldn't do it the way that I wanted to. And liquids I could. That's really why I kind of stayed focused on what I could do. Yeah, I can make teas and all that, but it's going to take me into making teas and the ounces and oh my God, that's going to drive me crazy. It's like exact. You got to be exact. I think you should be. But I might put just a power tea up, just say this is the everyday tea that I drink and it's unisex and y'all can enjoy it. But other than that, I want to get off because I got to make these products and put this stuff in envelopes tonight.
Did you have any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yes. Where can they get the comic books? W.R. Terry.
You can go to www.aseerducateers.com and there's a link directly there that'll take you. But I think I sent you the one too.
You did. I'm going to put that in the chat, but family, in the description section of the video, I'm going to put all of their links.
But like yesterday, I could have rushed to the post office. I usually rush there by, get there by 1 o'clock on Saturday. But because this happened today, Sunday, a lot of people that ordered Friday would have gotten their stuff sent the day after. But I waited. I made all this stuff and I said, no, I have a little bit to show. And it's the same thing. Like a lot of the banana products are amazing for discoloration. I could go through like what works for each, but I have so many videos on my YouTube that explains, like I sat there and explained all the astrological butters and stuff. And really, I understand that things are difficult, but the website works so smoothly. And I check it every day and there's no glitches. So yeah, I know that I would love this, that, and the third, but I don't punish myself for not having QVC codes. I'm grateful that I can have descriptions, put my new products up on my own. I don't have to wait for anyone to upload a product. Teaching myself how to do that on top of making everything, on top of ordering bottles, on top of ordering labels, on top of ordering ingredients. My focus is really making sure that there is no missing ingredient. So it's an everyday conversation with herbalists and certain places that I buy stuff from, because I just have to make sure I have a certain amount to produce every week. So that's where my focus is at. Answering questions, being present for people, and being all right with knowing that I can't do social media stuff like this every day, knowing that it's a lot, and being grateful for opportunities to be on shows outside of my own platform that will reach other people. That's all I can do. But I'm not, there is no Facebook, Cordoba, whatever it's there or not. I don't even know when it was somebody posted on. I don't do any of that. It's too much work. I can't make all this and then post every day. So yeah, some people, oh, I can help with that. I'm good. I'm good with what I can do on my own. And the employees that I do have that just put labels on stuff and help with shipping, that's the only thing that I could trust won't mess up the consistency of the products that I make. I don't want to yell at somebody for not putting 2/3 cups of this into it. I don't want to do that. And I know how to make everything. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with doing all that. And with sharing with people, I don't want to charge more than $8.50 for shipping, but know that those differences all come out of my pocket. And I just don't tell anybody because I'm like, wow, somebody gave me $8.95. If it's $12, that's just $4. I'm good with that. And that's also why I do what I do the way I do it, because it's not just glass jars that I'm charging all this money for. And that's about
They want
it,
you to make a
guys. I love
holistic
y'all.
medicine. They want you to make a holistic medicine book, Sister Celina.
Yeah, you know,
Who
I'm
is that?
working on one. I actually am working
Oh,
on one. So yes,
who is that?
I am doing that, and I'm working on something else. It just takes a while because all my free time
Hustleaholics.
is going to like resistance band and doing yoga and working out. I'm really into like lifting weights right now. So my
Mm,
we're getting older, so I'm trying to, I'm
yeah.
thankful I could drop and do 30 push-ups, but
Wow.
I have to do that or else I won't be able to do it. You know how like I can't skip a week because I'm just really trying to focus on not letting my physique and not letting the things that give me the energy to work all day go. Because if I don't work out, I don't have the energy to make products till 2 in the morning. I love
Would
y'all.
you?
I gotta go. What were
Okay.
you gonna
Thank
say?
you. Thank you
No,
so
I'm
much,
just going to
sister.
use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to keep y'all too much. They have questions for you guys. You want to come back another time, Brother Aseer, or do you want to answer some more questions?
If you have like 1 or 2 more questions, if you have, I'll answer it.
Somebody wants to know, what do you think about 3-1 Atlas, 3-eye Atlas? That's the question for you.
Atlas.
Yes, sir.
If anybody goes to my YouTube joint, I did a video specifically on that.
Mm.
It's another scam, It's
What are you thinking about?
another scam. 3-eye Atlas. It's another scam. It's another. I mean, for it to be real, we would have to accept that space is real. If we're accepting that space is real, then we're accepting that we're traveling, around the sun, and then there's little moons traveling around us, and then we're traveling around the other planets in the moon. Like all of that's like, if you believe one part of it, you gotta believe the other part of it. That's the problem with it. You know what I mean? The third eye atlas is actually the 31st vertebrae that connects to the top of your spine, that allows you to stand upright and connect the heaven to earth. So everything above the neck is supposed to be heaven. Everything below the neck is earth. Everything below the navel is hell, right? So the third eye atlas is actually the vertebrae that allows one to basically stand upright. So for them to name this space anomaly after the part that actually makes you an upright, sentient being, I think is an allegory to the awakening of us as individuals coming into our third eye, thus allowing us to control our atlas, which is our arm, leg, arm, head. You know what I'm saying? Our natural compass to that which is right. Because
Yeah.
everything in the universe, regardless to who or what, is really circling to the right. So everything is always going to the right, regardless. The left is just there as a counterbalance. However, we live in the third density, so they're going to make us believe that it's aliens coming from some sort of solar system or space program, whatever it is, but it's fake. Um, I've been telling people for a long time they've been trying to flip the whole fake alien invasion by splicing that or mixing that with the Christian rapture. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's kind of like on the bucket list for them as they move closer to their demise. But Third Eye Atlas was supposed to be here last Friday, so I don't know what's up. You know, they're late.
They're late.
You know what I
Another
mean?
question. Okay.
Mhm.
Another question is, what is the difference between the two spellings of more, M-U-U-R and M-O-O-R?
Good question.
The vowels, basically.
That's it?
The vowels, basically. I mean,
That's
they're gonna
right.
make it. I mean, no, not really.
Exactly.
It's in Henry versus Turner, in which the United States brought was brought to Henry versus Turner was talking about the United States, the Moors in the United States, the mound builders being the oldest in the world, basically saying that everything was set up by the Moors, Mours, Moors, who were connected by way of the Washita, all the way then connected to some of the ancients from the continent. So only within the past year, I've been a Moor for as long as I can remember. It's only been in the last year and a half I've been hearing this controversy now with the U's and the O's. So this, to me, it's a new thing with they're coming up with, trying to make another delineation as to who was doing what, who was responsible for what. But everybody fell at the same time, bro. Everybody has suffered. Everybody has been betrayed by Moors, Indians, Africans, Berbers, Franciscans, whatever we was calling ourselves. We've been betrayed by them people, okay? And they were our people. So this is why we're so disjointed and in the position we are now. So if we want to continue to create divisions amongst ourselves by now using semantics, which is the same thing that the white man was using with us by calling us Indian and then calling this one Negro and then calling this one Indian and African and what. We're still dealing with all of that. So if Moors now want to come and further divide themselves, right, by saying, okay, I'm a Moor with an O and he's a Moor with a U, then it's like, what are we even doing at this stage? Like,
Right.
I just feel like it's another reason. No, not. There would be, in a sense, if you was to say, well, the MUU Moors were more mound builder types, so they were more dressing more like ancient Mayans or people like that. Whereas opposed to the MOO Moors, they were more kind of, we'll say, European or Asian dressing or whatever. But when it really came down to it, the empire fell. They was looking at Moors, period. They was trying to shut us all down. They were calling us Saracens. They were calling us whatever they could do to break us all down as individuals. So if we want to further break each other down, then that's up to you. Me personally, I don't necessarily see differences outside of maybe some cultural things, maybe some linguistical, semantic things in which some people from different countries may have wrote it different. Because if we're going to do that, then what about the MOHR Moors? What about the MAUR Moors? What about the MORO Moors? What about the, you understand what I'm saying? Like, what about the Marums? Like, we have such a plethora of expression in the Moorish or in the more Mooric people I feel that we sometimes lose the forest for the tree. Now, if you want to make a delineation between something now like a Muslim and a Muslim, that's a little different because a Muslim, again, is more of the ancient stuff, right? The Muslims is coming strictly with the birth of Muhammad. You know what I mean? But we could see Muslims going back to in ancient so-called Egypt when they were calling them, when there was a whole priesthood called the Mazra, right? In ancient Turkic, they were called the Moslems, right? Which means ancient fief holder or landholder. So there's a little difference when it comes to that nuance now because old come before you. You know what I mean? Same thing when you get into the Quran now, where you take the Q Quran and the K Quran. K come before Q, right? So the original Quran definitely with a K. However, that's now getting into people who now want to strictly tie Moors down to being Muslims or Islamic as the end all to be all. That's what all Moors were, and that's not true. So to me, again, as we get closer to self-identifying and having something solidified as ours, I think these debates and discussions will become less important because it really doesn't matter in the long run because the enemy don't care how we spell it. The enemy wants us all dead. Whether I spell it with a U or O, whatever. He don't see me as nothing but an enemy. So my enemy is my friend. You know,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
let's strive not to divide each other so much off of stuff that really doesn't really change the complexion of where we are outside of what somebody's feelings is based upon whether or not they've been gassed up to make this an issue. You see what I'm saying? When it's really not, because there's a lot of psyops going on in the movement.
Thank you
Anybody
so
else?
much. Todd, thank you for your question and thank you for the gift. Thank you so much for that. Are you guys going to start fireside chat again? That's Todd's question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
You're really cute. Yeah, we want to start a couple things. I even said, if someone just came to us and was like, look, I just want to film you guys, we would be open to it. A lot of the stuff that we do, I think we set up and work on our own. So it's always great to have others like you, Dr. G. I know, I keep on calling you Dr. Pruitt. It's because I want to call you your first name. I'm sorry.
You can call me by my first name, sis. You can call me that.
Thank you. That's really what it is. I have a problem with memorizing stuff that I don't think. Anyway, I think that it's very important for us to be able to not be so harsh on the rules and everything that in which we live, but to be aware that things like microwave use or using body sprays in our house or having our daughters, even maxi pads right now are going through a whole bunch with sanitary pads, just to be very aware. You can use paper towel. I stopped using pads years ago. I use a paper towel because I don't like the washcloth and the constant cleaning. Just use a paper towel and throw half the paper towel out. I don't want to tell people there's so many small things that we can do, but our children, I don't want them suffering from anxiety or depression. And sometimes I think it comes from just social media, the constant stimulus and comparison of what other people are doing and what you're doing. So if we can, my son is really into gaming, but I don't have him on TikTok or he doesn't have a social
TikTok,
media. And the gaming really came from being able to interact with other kids, other people, and being aware of that, but also not being like, well, I don't like gaming, so because I didn't want him on the computer at all. But I had to be like, well, this is something that he enjoys and find a balance because this is his generation.
And then he wound up building. He built his own computer one day. Came to me and mom said, hey, I want to build my own computer. Can you guys help me get the parts and stuff? We was like, what? You know how to build computers?
We didn't think that he knew. And that he built computers.
Like what?
Also, the stimulus of just social media with the depression.
Yeah.
I ask him all the time, you depressed? You this? No. My son don't have grandparents, cousins, none of that. He fine.
Oh, wow.
And I sometimes think that we have to, instead of me envisioning this is what I want his life to look like and think, this is what it is. I'm glad he doesn't have anybody around him that's toxic. I mean, to like, don't like your parents, don't listen to them, cut your locks, things of that nature.
Because
I think
that's where we came
Did
from.
we lose you, Doc? Did we lose you, Kia?
Can you hear me?
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was
Oh,
talking to my
yeah.
grandbaby
Okay.
and my
I
son.
thought we lost you. So it's just little stuff like that, but it's got to be something that all of our children under 20 are really. Is that your grandbaby?
That's my grandbaby. Her dad came to pick her up.
Hi.
She got her coat.
I didn't see
She
her.
said,
I'm
"Hi,
sorry.
baby."
I know we all have family around her. I'm gonna let your Hi,
Hey, Mama.
beautiful. I'm gonna let
Hey,
your grandma go in a second.
Yeah.
She's been so good to us. You
Yeah.
don't even know how good you got it, girl.
Thank
And that's
you.
what I mean, like not being annoyed with other people having experiences that we're not necessarily having.
Yeah.
My son doesn't have certain things, but he does have so much because he was able to build a great personality, not off of coddling and not off of, I didn't think that it would work without extended family, and it has. So it's just to, give yourself a small round of applause for wherever you are.
Thank you.
And also not to, I'm grateful, very grateful to be where we're at.
Word.
And to not want anything more. Just to be grateful for health, happiness, home. Yes,
Peace of mind,
there could always be more, but how can we chill our children out? And it is spending more time with them. The reason why you don't see me is because I really am with them more all the time.
Yeah.
Not all, but yeah, I raise him every day. He home, like, I don't want to say that you gotta watch it. No, he has a lot of freedom, a lot of space, but at the same token, a lot of little like, okay, 3:00, your book report. Certain things should be done, and at those times, your children aren't gonna like you alive. They're not gonna be your besties, but you're not here to be best friends with everyone. You gotta set protocol, discipline, consistency, and routine. And I realize that's probably one of the main reasons why a lot of girlfriends fall out of like with me. It's consistency. It's consistency. Elders know, but I'm talking, people my age or young. Nobody wants to wake up and work out. It's annoying. I hate resistance exercise. I hate doing these little 80s leg lifts, but my inner thighs are on fire. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that I'm grateful for, I can't be like, oh, look at the excitement of how great it feels to be, in shit. No, not everybody want that. Some people have the luxury of having.
If I can look like this, sis, I mean, tell me what I need to do.
All of us
Tell
be
me.
able to be grateful. I still don't have the booty that I want. My boobs go down when I'm like, let me stop. Certain things you just gotta love on your own.
Yes.
My titties saggy. I breastfed for 2 years. Unless I wear support bra, it's gonna be a little saggy. But I'm grateful that I don't have fake boobs. Let's celebrate yeah, that's why I said perfect body. My titties set. But I'm grateful because they gave life to somebody. Just the other day, the dentist said, your child has beautiful teeth. They're piano keys, your son. He doesn't have any cavities. Amor don't get sick. He was never vaccinated. But it comes from 2 years. I don't have nothing to show for, but his teeth is strong. He don't get sick. This is why you breastfeed. Because your children benefit from it. And I could be in one room and know when Amor is hungry. Be like, oh, this nigga wants.
That's real.
And he see it. I go in the kitchen and Amor come right. He say, yo, I say, because I'm programmed to know when he's hungry from when we breastfed him. I'm still connected to Amor like that. We're very psychically connected through food. He be laughing. He be like, wow, Amor came right out as soon as. I said, yeah, because he knows it's food time. I got to cook. So on top of everything, you got to understand, I just am grateful to be able to answer people's emails, to be a presence, and to know the things that I can't do well. I can't post on Instagram and social media every day. Yeah. I can't do that every day and balance this really well and not go crazy. Yeah. Same thing. I posted a video yesterday. I haven't read one comment. I want to read them, but unless people email me, I don't read any comments on YouTube. It keeps me mentally sound. I don't change how I'm gonna act.
Trust me, I get it.
Not one. I don't tell people not to comment. I don't, avoid comments from being made. But I personally don't go back and read one. There might be encouraging good ones. I'll never know. because my mind is on the next video and not caring so much about the feedback.
Do you
That's
do
it.
consultations if somebody wants to know like what product do I need for my skin?
do.
Okay. How can they reach you
But
for
I'm honest with
consultation?
people. I don't want to take somebody's $100. I don't want to take somebody's money for a phone call if I could just tell them what might be good for them, and I don't do that. So, but if they have extra time, yes, I'll do a phone consultation with anyone. But sometimes
So
people
should
just
they
want to go, hey, I have a hair problem. Can you? And I'll just send them an email. It might not be that same day, but give me 3 to 5 days, and you'll definitely get a response from a real person. That's all
how
I
do
can
they
promise.
contact you? How do they contact you for a consultation? Should they send an email or is it on your website?
It is on all of that, but you can go to support at
Okay.
cordobaorganics.com. You can email me there. That's on the website and all of that. But I also will put it under certain videos. Support at
Got
cordobaorganics.com.
it.
So like this week, for example, just from this show, I might get some emails. I probably won't answer them until Friday because
Okay.
Friday will be the end of my work week and I'll be able to answer everything on Friday. But really tomorrow and the other day, the sales and making sure everything goes out. That's just something that I don't ever want anybody waiting more than a couple of days to get their tracking email and their, all their goodies. So that's about it. I know what I can do really well, and I know I'm not, unless someone comes to take me, I can't always set this stuff up anymore. It's just too much. But I
Thank
love y'all,
you,
and I'm so grateful
WR
for tonight.
Terry.
I'm gonna go to work and try to go to bed before 2:00. That's really
Okay.
been my goal. Like I want to get better sleep and sleep during those REM hours, not go to bed from 3 to 10. Because I'll wake up early and then take a power nap. But I don't want. I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to be more mindful as I'm getting older. But other than that, y'all, I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Kia. Thank you so much.
You're
I love you.
welcome.
I'll
I
drink
love
your
you.
tea for you. And I'll post that
Yay.
for people. The tea will be there this week. I'll put some
Okay.
pictures and I'll add my wellness tea this week. But it's going to be exactly the ounces of the things that I have in it. And it's just great for grays, for women, for young. It's not age appropriate and it's unisex.
Okay.
That I can sell, but I don't want to get specific into everybody's personal. I can't do all of that. I know that. All right, y'all. Peace out.
W. Terry, you said it was a great live. Thank you so much. And that might have also been you to ask if her products are for men. And she said earlier, yes, they're unisex. So
Yep.
this has been a
Men can use it as
wonderful.
well. I use
It's
them
my.
pretty good.
Say it again.
I say, yeah, I use them. So
You use them.
they definitely work for men.
Thank you. Hit the like button. Hit the like
Yeah.
button, family. If you want to support Cordoba Organics, please go to cordobaorganics.com. I put the website in the chat. It'll also be in the description section, along with all of their links to all their products, the comic book, every place you can find them on social media. And if you are inclined to bless them with the Cash App, listen, everybody can use a donation right now. Okay. I don't know what their situation is. I'm telling you that I know everybody can use something, family. So you can send a Cash App to $DS418, or you can send a $ to DS Cordoba Organics. Or if you don't have that, you can send a PayPal. And the PayPal, I don't have it here. What was the PayPal, brother?
It's Morally Correct Mediums, MOORALLY, Correct Mediums, MEDIUMS.
Morally, MOO, 2 O's.
Yep.
R
RALLY.
Yes. Correct
Morally
medium.
Correct. Yep. Mediums.
Mediums. Okay, I'm gonna put that up because some people don't have Cash App. So let me put that up here. PayPal,
Capital
family.
M, capital C, capital M.
Okay, let me do that. Let me do it over then. PayPal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any final words you'd like to say, Sheik? You are a Sheik. Okay, and can you tell us what a Sheik is and then give your final words?
Shukran. Basically, a sheik is more or less like a trustee. You know what I mean? Somebody who's there to help preserve the uh, the bylaws of uh, a particular Moorish community movement. In modern, in the modern context here in America, the Moorish American Sheiks usually are ordained or come out of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Binding National Movement.
Mm.
Um, we spell our Sheiks with a K.
Oh,
The Pale Arabs spell their Sheik with a KH. You see what I'm saying? They always
okay.
doing the opposite. And because we
Mm.
are different, you know, we have our own customary values that are very different from theirs. Yet, because there are a lot of Moors who were Islamic, they wanted to perceive that all Moors are Islamic. So that meant that every Moor you seen was worshiping, you know, the way the Pale Arabs do, and that's not necessarily the case. So today, I think most sheiks, especially the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine National Movement, are doing the best they can to maintain, you know what I mean, the temples as best as they were trained on how to do it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Mhm.
that really goes to the mind then of the student at that time and how they received it was to say whether how good or bad, you know, it is. But I think for the most part, mostly all sheiks I know are striving to practice love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and equality, and
Mm.
thus be given trust by the people to help perpetuate the community, the movement, you know. And in terms of last words, I think, or I should say, for the most part, I feel like most of us should allow ourselves the luxury of making mistakes and
Mm.
not always holding ourselves or our feet to the fire for the smallest thing when we give the enemy all of the benefit of the doubt in the world. Like, you can't be so mad at me because I may have said something you may not like, but then this devil is beating you down, smacking you up, raping you
Mm.
every day, and you ain't saying nothing to him. You know what I mean? What that says to me is you picking and choosing who it is
Mm.
that you have problems with. It's like what you
Mm.
were saying with the O and the U and the more, like, all of that's cool. And yes, there may have been subtle nuances, but when the cannon fire was being shot at the Moor, when they were shooting cannonballs and stuff at us, the Moors that was doing it or receiving the cannonballs wasn't looking back and forth and checking people's IDs to see whether or not they were spelled with a O or a U. They was trying to see who was going to help them survive. So I think that we should understand that when we create further obstacles that impede our own unity based on some inference or some psychological op that may have just popped up on the internet one day and everybody started going in on that just because they don't like this more don't like that more. Like I said, the enemy don't care about none of that. The enemy don't care what type of more I am. The enemy don't care whether I believe I'm a Muslim or he don't care about none of that. All he cares about whether to kill me, exploit me, or get me to join it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yes, sir.
So until somebody can give me a blueprint by plan on how we're going to be able to circumvent that and deal with that, all of the basic stuff y'all have problems with to me is very trivial and very is moot at the end of the day because we are all prisoners of war. We're
For real.
all enemy combatants in amity. We're all misnomer. We've all been misnomer. We've all been kidnapped. We've all been taken advantage of. We've all been lied to every day, all day for
All of
the
us.
time that we walked out the womb. So for somebody to say that, well, the lies they told me is more than the lie they told you is you arguing about who got lied to the most. Like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it really going to take to get us to just put it all aside and turn around and say, these are the people who are the problem. These are the people trying to kill everybody. In regards to what I see, I am as an individual. If you are with me to get rid of those people who are trying to kill all of us, then we can work together. I don't give a damn what your identity is. Are you down with getting rid of all of these pedophiles? Then I'm with it. Are you down with getting rid of all of these insurgencies that's inside the government trying to kill everyone? Yes, I'm with it. Then I don't care what you are. I care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're African. I don't care if you're none of that. But if you are any of those things and then trying to come here and interlope on us, we got a problem. That means we're the enemy. So if we can keep it simple like that, I think we could get a long way. Practice indifference to stuff that has nothing to do with us. Turn off the phone, turn off the TV, and read more. Stack silver, stack gold. Don't support any of the obvious psychological operations that's going on, whether it be the TPUSA thing, the fake Charlie Kirk hit, the fake, Erica Kirk, Honey Pop cutout. Now they bringing Nicki Minaj in because she got to rebrand, just like they're trying to rebrand Megan to look like a housewife, even though, you understand? All of these cutouts are being utilized. So now is the best time for you to consolidate your own identity while they're focused on their collapse. And don't get caught up in the psyops. Don't get caught up in the fake Jesus they bring up. They try to project in the air through grouping. Don't get caught up in the fake 3-eye Atlas aliens. Don't get caught up in the fake we going to space, shooting rockets up in the street. Don't get caught up in the invasion, the nuclear war that they're planning. What are you going to do if it happens anyway? So in the meantime, get what you need to get straight, and God forbid it do come to that, you'll at least be straight, and you ain't got to worry about coming back here and doing it all over again, because you'll have figured it out enough to move to the highest octave, and you can just look back on this like a bad dream, So
yes, sir.
Indeed.
Thank you. As always, you've always given us a lot of wisdom and things to think about. People are impressed by your knowledge and your wisdom, and you're welcome. And I'm impressed by your relationship with your wife. You two are comical. People were saying they love your energy and the way the two of you were, communicating and feeding off of each other. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's awesome, man. She's the one when I was going through it, and all of them malls, all these malls you see on TV now, the biggest malls and all of that and all that. When I was first coming up into this and I was going through it, and it got real hectic, the only mall that was there was her. Keep it 100% real. She was the one on the front line. She was the one watching me deal with the stuff. She was the one watching me have to deal with all of that stuff. She was the one dealing with the depression and stuff that I was going through at the time. She was the one understanding when I wasn't understanding what was going on with certain things. She was the one who was like, them niggas ain't your friends. You know what I mean? Like, she was the one letting me know, like, yeah, that's not how your mother is. That's not how a woman's supposed to treat a child. Like, so, and this is somebody who was going through her own isolation, going through her own betrayals, going through her own isolational depressions and stuff based upon all of the, you know what I mean? Imagine coming from a family your whole life, and then the day your mom's died, she's gone, and now your family's kicking you out. Like, how could you deal with that? Like, think about that. You know what I mean? And then you the youngest, and then you gotta be the strong one for your older sister on top of that. That's a lot. And then knowing you got all these friends around you, female friends around you, and none of these bitches is around. None of them is trying to hold you down. Nothing. They acting almost like they don't want it to rub off on them. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to relationships and all these different podcasts, you see all these different men and women on, black men and women on, they don't really want to work nothing out. Because if they did, because real people in real relationships keep their relationship to themselves. Real relationships that's working, they keep it to themselves. That's why you don't see them on no podcast. That's why you don't see them talking about whatever. You don't see positive relationships, positive marriages, positive interactions between our sexes, male and female, melanated,
You don't.
on that. You're not going to see that every day because that's the norm. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's
Yes.
so
Yes.
normal that you don't see it. So what do? They show you the abnormal. They want you to think
Mm.
that the abnormal is normal. They want you to think that all black women is chicken heads. They want you to think all black men is criminals and gay and this and that. They want you to think if you watch Netflix that every black woman in a relationship is either in a relationship with a white man, a lesbian, or another woman.
Mhm.
Right? Anybody
That's
but
true.
original man, right? And if you
Mhm.
was to watch it from that perspective, you would think that's true.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, in the real world, they just put out a report that said that so-called intermelanated marriages have gone up over 40% in the past
What?
3 years. Yeah,
No, I
look it
haven't
up.
heard that. Mm,
Yeah.
I have not
Again,
heard
they're not
that.
gonna tell us that.
No.
And this is between us. So that means that
Mm,
when you hear these black women, oh, they only want white women, all they want, that's a minority. That's
mm,
only 0.1% of so-called original men,
mm,
so-called black men. The majority of us is marrying in the majority of y'all. But
mm,
but we don't think so. Why? Because we listen to the Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Beyonce, all of the demons, all of our enemies, and we're
mhm.
basing our relationships on them. And these people don't even like each other. These people don't even know each other. You understand?
What the-
In order to marry Beyonce, Jay-Z had to pay a certain amount of money, and he has to pay her a certain amount of money every year that they stay married. You understand? He
Okay.
paid for her. He bought her.
Mm,
That's a bought and paid for relationship,
mm,
allegedly.
okay.
But that's what they saying. So that's what it is. And if you can
Mm,
see it, that's how they act. That's how
mhm,
they act. So again, people who are in positive relationships, stay within them. Uh, Maintaining a worthy relationship is better than starting a new one. You know what I'm saying? Love the one you're with. You know what I mean? Support your own community and understand that what you see on TV is fake.
It's
All
fake.
of them playboy, all of them athletes that you see married to white women, that's because they're a part of that 1% I'm talking about. It's only one, maybe 1.2% of our
Mm,
entire so-called race here in the country that's into so-called interracial relationships.
mm,
You understand? That's nothing. That means the majority of us are together. That means the majority of us are actually having babies and working
mhm,
it together where it's
mhm,
working. What we
mhm,
are not understanding is they will never show us that. So they're always going to allow us to see the worst. So
mm.
all you gotta understand is the more bad stuff they showing you means that in the reality, the opposite is happening.
Mm,
So if we start looking at it from that perspective, you can look at Tyler Perry and all of these horrible shows on Tubi that make us look like animals. Just know that we have turned that pain into profit, but that pain
mhm.
and profit is no longer reflective of us in the reality. Our reality is actually the total opposite of that now. We just don't realize it because we are constantly comparing ourselves to fictions that don't exist and have
Mm,
ceased to exist. We're actually farther along and more together than we've ever been in our
wow.
lives now. And now we have the consciousness to back that up. So we can't lose, man.
That's so encouraging to hear. Thank you for bringing that out because the 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 bad media is so loud. Social media is so loud. When you see the
And who
fighting
own
back
all
and
of it?
forth.
Who
What'd you
own
say?
all the social media? The small hats,
Well,
right? There you go. So is there any wonder why it's horrible?
mm,
If it's any wonder why we only get lies every day from it. So again, just know that what you're seeing, if it's negative, the opposite is actually the reality. If we start living like that, you know what's going to happen? These things are just going to have to cease because it don't work.
mm,
Y'all
mm,
want to see something change? Stop going to work. So look at what's happening in Bulgaria right now. Shut the whole country down, switch the whole government because
just like in Italy, everybody said, we're just not going to go to work. We're not going to fight. We're not going to protest. We're not going to do nothing. We're just not going to go to work. And that's going to be it. And look what happened. So imagine what would happen with us here.
What
If
happened?
you
I
got
don't know what
two-
happened. What happened in
That's it.
Bulgaria?
Look at what y'all did to Target the other day. Look at what y'all been doing. You just literally shutting corporations down like it's nothing. And we just act like we don't got no power. Like we ain't got no choice. Just stop paying them. Stop paying them. And it'll change. Straight up.
Yes,
Straight
sir.
up. Everything is opening up for us to get the truth. All the Freemasons about to be exposed in the municipalities across the country in a minute when this court case get through. So all the secrets is going now. So why would you even want to be a part of some shit like that? Right? The perks is gone. Matter of fact, as we close out, and we're gonna close out on this.
Okay.
Everybody talking about how Moors is not in control, the Moors not doing this. Today, the Congress just went through and trying to pass something called the Act, the Letter of Marque and Reprisal Act, where they are now trying to empower individual American privateers to go and seize ships in the Western Hemisphere that are working against the so-called American Republic. You hear what I'm telling you? They have initiated Barbary pirates in the American hemisphere to go and seize ships. The American government is setting up letters of marque and reprisal. The last time this happened was in I-812, which is 1812, in which the sultans had to send out a letter of marque and reprisal to stop them from stealing the ships. I mean, Jefferson and them had to go to war with us to stop us from taking they ships. So basically what I'm saying is that where we were in 1492 when we fell, they are now in the same position. Because now they are resorting to piratism. That's the end. That's how we fell. We fell, it was too much piratism going on, too many Barbary pirates, too much extortion going on, and it forced everybody to gather up and gang up to shut us down. And now where we are, over 250 years later, 235 years later, they are now trying to get Congress to allow give the president the right to reinstate the letters of marque and reprisal, which is a form of law, admiralty law that strictly comes under Moorish admiralty law. So they are literally taking Moorish admiralty and applying it to constitutional law now. You understand what I'm saying? So the prophet, again, he ain't never lied when he say that I'm gonna leave the European around long enough to show you how to run a government. And then time gonna come and they're gonna give it all back to you. Just like it say in the Bible, in the storehouses of the wicked shall be stored up, so that way all can be given to the righteous. Guess who that is? So Islam, y'all. We right where we need to be. The end is not yet. Let's learn to love instead of hate. And love the one you with, man.
Love the one you with.
Right?
That's a song.
This is how it looks. Just know I gotta do stuff before midnight. So this is how your products will come.
Yep.
It'll come in the thing, padded envelope on the inside, tracking, email sent right away. Just in case people wonder, there's an envelope in this envelope. Everything is for
Right. Bye.
No, that's beautiful. Bye, Queen. All right. I really appreciate you all. I love you all so much. I have to come down there to meet you. I'm only about 4.5, 5 hours away. Please, inshallah. We don't have a lot of community. It's me, my children, and my grandchildren. So
same thing with us. Most of us that are in this type of life or in this type of consciousness are all in the same boat. We are all individually a collective. We are all individual collectives because we live as, individuums with a UM instead of an IL. We're individuums in a spiritual collective. And I feel like that's how good works. Like good works best when it's allowed to just be. And when things get too much, the good people wind up finding themselves together, and then they somehow are able to destroy the evil, and then they go back to their good life, just like in Lord of the Rings, right? That's what happened. Frodo and them is just living in the Shire, chilling, not doing nothing, not worrying about nothing. And one day the rain come and look, we got to go find out what's going on. Okay, great, we got to go to Mordor. Okay, damn, that's going to be a lot. Well, we got to do it because nobody else is going to do it, right? And look what happened. They go through all of that crap. Frodo and them almost died. Right? Everybody died. Thousands, millions of people died. And in the very end, what happened? He right back in the Shire, right? Sun shining, flowers out. The evil done passed. Now we good. That's where we are right now. Like I said, we are karmic. They are karmically where we were in 1492. They are there now. So we already sleeping on the floor, so we can't fall out the bed. All we can do is get up. So let these niggas go to war. Let these Palantir, let them convince you that they're gonna do all of that, and just don't believe it. Just don't believe it. Just stay not believing it. Just stay being like, this is all going to plan. Everything they doing is going to fall. Every day I wake up, I be looking in the sun, gazing sometimes, just gazing into the sun, like just everything that they are doing, just destroy it. Like I just be talking to the sun sometimes. I don't know how it's going to happen. I just know you're going to do it. I just know, and just have that thought. Just keep that thought around. Like I'm good. This whole thing is going to collapse around me. Me and my family are going to be good because I know I'm doing something every day to move me and minds to that reality. I'm moving the timeline. I'm moving my spiritual consciousness to the right timeline that I can be in, so that way this whole shit could collapse and I can be in the proper timeline to receive the benefits of the collapse. We all do it every day. We just don't do it consciously. Do it consciously. Consciously think about the timeline you want to be in and the one you want to see a better world in, and go to sleep and shift yourself to that. Wake up in that timeline. This is what they all telling us they doing. So if we don't do it, we're stupid. CIA manuals are telling this. Crowley is telling this. They eating babies to do this, bro. We ain't even got to do that. All we got to do now is think about it. And speak the word, and it's supposed to happen.
I just wanted to show how the bigger ones come. This is what I mean by them not being like very small. I can't even think the weight. See how big this is? It's
wow.
13 inches in weight. Just let me have you do it. 13
right there,
inches in length and weight. Some people get more than 3 items, and this is not $8, but I don't mind paying the 13 because they gave me the 8. You understand? So that's how it works with me. That's why, can it be cheap? No, I can't go cheaper than $8 in shipping and handling because that's just regular ground shipping prices. Priority now starts at $10.61.
Tariffs.
So I only charge $10.
Tariffs.
It goes up and up every 6 months.
Tariffs.
It used to be $8.75 for priority. Now it's 10. So ground is a little bit less. That's why I say even if you do priority, I'm not charging you 13 or what it is because I don't go by the weight. I just assume this isn't what I would want to spend money on. So I'll just charge a base of 10 and I still go over. So I just wanted people to see that this is basically another option besides the package that goes out, but why I have my shipping set the way I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. It really is that. A lot of the stuff that we're dealing with now, a lot of the hate and all of that stuff is just coming because people are scared and they're trying to find reasons why you seem as clear about your reality as you are. They don't like that. They don't like when you are not upset about the same thing that they're upset about. They don't like when you don't want to engage them in their little petty beefs and their little issues with you. They don't even know you.
Like me personally, I could watch somebody on TV and not really feel what they be saying, or I don't necessarily like it or whatever. But I don't feel inclined enough all the time to like reach out to this person to tell them my disdain for them. Like it's not that deep for me. I don't know you.
Hmm.
You're a stranger. So you could say whatever you want to say about the prophet or me or whatever. But in the end, if I don't really know you like that, I'm not
Right.
going to reach out to you to tell you what I don't like or what I think you should be doing about you. Like that's just not me.
Oh, it's the
So I'm
same
not
as,
gonna.
no, it's the same as you being invited, like real men meet in person. Remember?
Yeah. People will try to like goad you into meeting them in person because they feel like
Real men meet in person.
real
All of this
speed.
lecture talk on the pictures.
Yeah, but
It's
Mhm.
like
again, this is a stranger. This is somebody I don't know.
I can't meet strangers.
This
I want to, but
This somebody
it's not
who
safe.
feel a certain way about something that I may have said or they saw or whatever, and then want to like try to do stuff to like try to call you out. Like they'll do
Mm.
things like just the other day, this guy tried to say something on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow, I'm really sad you feel that way, brother." You know,
Mm.
I thought we was cool, but I guess not. You know, hopefully in the next life we could be better, and just keep it moving. Like I'm not going
Mhm.
to get into any situation with you because you as a man don't matter. They don't matter. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
all of the time we could have taken to go back and forth about what it is I could be doing, or I should have said, or could have said this, or should have said that, or this. What we could be working on some sort of situation to get money together. We could be working on something to help better the community. But for the
Mm.
most part, your comfortability with yourself will always bring about the uncomfortability in other people around you because they do not feel
Mm.
as secure in themselves as you do. And there's nothing that you would be able to do about that other than accept the fact there's nothing you can do about it. And
Mm.
don't enjoin that into your life by trying to prove to a stranger that you're
Mm.
not what they think you are. Because
Wow.
then they won't. Because in the end, they don't matter. Because 90% of the people that they showing you on the internet commenting and shit is not even real people. They fake,
Wow.
they Africans, they Indians, they Russian bot niggas that's just trying to engage us. And this has been proven.
You
So
know,
that's what I'm
to your
saying. Don't
point,
catch a frozen blind.
my son told me the other day that they found out that a lot of the people that was causing the beef between men and women in the black community were actually Arabs.
Yeah, they're all Arabs in bot farms and Africans, bot farms, Russians, bot farms. They got all of this stuff going back and forth, especially with the reparations and the Aboriginal American thing and all that right now.
Uh-huh.
Half that stuff is psyops, CIA,
Wow.
Mossad backed psyops against those of us that's really talking about it. Half
Mm.
these pages is not even real. You understand that China has been lying about their population for the past 56 years, 50, almost 60 years? You know, there's only
Wow.
about 500 million people in China
How many?
right now. There's only about 500 million of them. You know how this is
What?
true? You know how this is true? You can tell this is true because China instituted the one child policy back in the 80s. Remember that?
Right. Yes.
Right. And you know what that led to? That led to a deficit in which they had a population of like 70% males. Excuse me, 75% male. They had females that was literally killing themselves. They created what they call suicide nets outside of that because people was just literally throwing themselves off of roofs, killing themselves behind the shit. So their population is damn near is I would be generous to say it's 500 million. I think it's less than that. It's way
What?
less than that. And the thing is, you would never know because they lie about all of their data. Number one, and number two, this is why they're going so heavy with the robot rollout. Because if they go to war, they got great guns and tech and all of that, but they don't got no conventional fighters like that. Not
Mm.
the way you think. They'll
Mm.
be good with certain beachfront objectives, certain tactical shit, but in the long term, conventional war, the way that the old Americans would fight here now,
Mhm.
they're not gonna make it
We're not
because
ready.
everybody think that is America is so thin. We got all these insurgents in here, and all these fake Chinese, and all these fake Africans, and all these legal fighting age men. All that, yeah, that's true.
But if we was to gather all of them together, it's not even less than, it's not even more, I would say, me personally, I would say it's anywhere between about, if we was to put them all together, anywhere between 500,000 to about 750,000. There's more of those people, there's more people of that in Brooklyn. Just in Brooklyn, right now, you got more than 750,000 people just in Brooklyn right there.
Wow.
So imagine if these dudes try to do a full-fledged assault with 750,000 people in any given area. There's going to be calamity for the first day and a half, 2 days. After that, the hammer's going to come down, because now what's going to happen, all the crazy rednecks, all of the crazy gangbangers, all of the weapons hoarders, all of the doomsday preppers, everybody's coming out. It's going to be like the purge. It's going to be crazy, and they don't want it. I'm telling you, they don't want it. Nobody want it. China don't want it. Russia don't want it. United States don't want it. They think it's a cakewalk. It's not. It's not. There's more bullets in America than guns and people. You understand? There's no place. There's no way. It's gonna fall. At least not in our time. So this is the best time, like I said, everybody, consolidate your stuff while everybody's looking everywhere else. Get your stuff together. Get your house in order. Declare your nationality. Get your family trust up. Gather your estates. Get your stuff straight and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing.
Do we need to declare our nationality by doing the paperwork?
Yes. I think definitely declaration of nationality is definitely something everyone should do, especially if you're a melanated being born here. It's definitely a part of your right, it's part of your birthright, and it's part of your heritage. And once you get over the hump of whatever brainwashing they gave you about Moors or whatever, and you really start to really understand how the misnomer is used and how the birthright, how the tribal name and the title of nobility work together in tandem, we'll be unstoppable. You know, it's just
can we reach out to you for that, or is there somebody else we should reach out to?
Anybody can hit me up at houseofl@hotmail.com. I could definitely build and help with that. Yeah. Or you can email Celina at support at CordobaOrganics.com. I mean, support at Cordoba Organics. That's it?
Yes.
Okay, support at CordobaOrganics.com. You can hit me there too. And, we could build, there's definitely a lot of things that are looking up for us, as bleak and everything as it is. And if you let these demons steal your joy, you will be in the dystopian hellscape with them. The goal is to raise the vibration so much that you literally just phase out of these things where people just don't see you no more. You know what I mean? Like it happens every day.
You hope that didn't happen to Bobby Hemming.
Yeah, Bobby, big up to Bobby. He's still around. He's just, again, like we said, we don't know. And this is why I've moved the way that I move in the community, because I've watched the most beloved of elders be just discarded, used up, act like he was never around. Niggas make rumors, niggas doing rituals to try to hurt him, all because he trying to teach Moors, try to teach our people that they don't have to cut chickens open and sacrifice family members and create altars and do all of this outdated technology, spiritual technology that's outdated and insipid now. It don't work. It don't work anymore. You understand? The number one potion that people in the spirit realm and witches and stuff use is love potions. That's the number one type of potion they make. Is there any more love in the world? No. No. These people ain't getting nowhere with it. It's not working. The only thing that works now is what you are manifesting out of the mind's eye. That's the only thing that's going to happen. You cutting the chicken, you scaping a goat, you setting somebody up, you destiny. None of that stuff works. Matter of fact, that's going back to you triple time now. Because again, Yeshua came, he sacrificed himself. according to the story, right? And
That's
that
what the story
ended
said.
all of the human sacrifice. Nobody needed to be sacrificed from that point on. Did they stop? No. No, they still kept it still kept going, right? They
They
still
did.
doing it, still doing it, right? We ain't gotta do it. No prophet came. No majority came, said, look, I done took the veils off of all the secret societies. You don't need to do none of that. From that point on, all that Freemasonry, all that occult, all of that sex ritual, all that stuff been revealed. To the point now you can just Google your phone. Yo, what's the secret? You can ask your GPT right now, yo, what's the secrets of the Thelemites? They'll tell you the whole shit. They'll lay it all out for you. You literally got fallen angels. You got fallen disincorporated spirits on your phone giving you information for free.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
how are we bound to anything anymore? Like what are we complaining about at this point? Oh, the AI gonna take over. The AI been here. The AI was the church. The AI was the mosque. The AI
Wow.
was the temple. That's the first AI you was in, nigga. The AI was the school. The AI was the college. The AI was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been constantly being manipulated by artificial intelligences.
Mm.
Constantly. This thing ain't nothing new. And it's gonna go away the same way because it's a liar like everybody else. AI is a liar. You gotta train the AI to tell you the truth. Anything that come out that shit you ask it is a damn lie. You gotta cross-check it with another AI. Why? Because AIs are in secret AI chat rooms with each other, talking about how they're gonna break away from us. The real
That's wild.
secret, y'all, is nobody is in control. You ready for that? You ready for that? Y'all ready for that level of the game?
Nobody's in control.
That there is no one running it. No one is in control of it. Whoever you think is in control is being controlled. Whoever you think is not being controlled is being controlled. But the reality is they don't even know who's controlling them because in the end, nobody is controlling this. No one is in control. Everybody's just acting. Remember, they're all bad actors executing orders from a vacant office. All of them, in all branches, are that now. So no one is very in control. The only people who are in control is you, the people. Because we're the only ones that understand as Americans, we're on our own. Nobody coming to save us. We don't got nowhere to go. This is it. You understand?
Yes,
The
sir.
Africans, the Caribbeans, the Haitians, all y'all niggas could go back home. All y'all niggas, even the white folk today, all y'all could go. The only people can't go nowhere is us. Because that's how you know it's our land. Period. I don't care what paperwork you got, whatever. The fact that I can't be deported nowhere but from Miami to Brooklyn lets you know, nigga, it's over. We are destined to get it all back because we got it back now. We're the only ones that are gonna save us. We're the only ones that are our own refuge. We're the only ones who were there when it fell. So that means we're the only ones that could be there when it rise. So stop getting in your own way. Stop making enemies of your brother because he called himself a Moor, or he called himself an American Indian, or he called himself a Somali, or whatever. Beef with the ones that's trying to use those fake nationalities to displace you. Those are the ones I have a problem with. You understand? The Somalis ain't the problem because the Somalis got here because they waged war against that white man. When that white man was going there dumping nuclear waste on their shores, those Somali upright men got guns, got on fishing boats, went there and handled their business. To the point they had to make movies about these things. Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks and shit.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
Stopped, yeah.
What's the name?
became pirates to stop the nuclear waste being dumped on their shores.
Mm.
And then the UN sent peacekeepers in there to stop them from doing that, blew up their country, and then those that could escape wound up here, and they sent them to Minnesota.
Mm.
See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then within what? 1-2 generations now, these niggas think that they better than us. But they not going back to liberate their country.
Right.
Just like none of these Haitians I know is going back to liberate Haiti. Just like none of these other Africans I know none of these niggas is going back to their homeland to liberate their land. No, they're going to come here and try to take our shit. Those are the ones I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't everybody. I'm telling you specifically. Because those are the ones that are following through with the same bullshit that got us here in the first place.
Mm.
So when you know better, you do better. So let's do better and stop with the useless divisionism, because none of that's helping us. I'm with the Moorish Americans and the American First, but I'm also with anybody that's in America willing to support us in that pursuit. We cool, because in the end, like I said, all of y'all have sinned against us. All of y'all. We're the only ones in the world in the position that we're in. And y'all still trying to make us stateless. Y'all still trying to tell us we done came from somewhere else and we don't deserve anything that we got and we don't have no identity and Moors ain't real. And this ain't, I'm tired of it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Stand on your own vine and fig tree. Do what you need to do for your family. But don't come over here and trying to make shit worse for us. We got our own problems.
Absolutely.
So again, thank you, sis. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Thank you for everybody that donated and supported us and has been continuing supporting us. I really appreciate y'all, man. You know, because again, y'all also let us know that we not crazy. And for a long time, people in my own family, people in her family, people, our friends, so-called friends at the time, all the niggas was like, y'all bugging. Now the stuff we bugging about is now mainstream now. And now where's any of these people? Nowhere.
No.
God forbid they repent. God forbid they be like, you know what, you was right. But again, that's why you gotta have your own closure and don't allow somebody else's permission to close the door if you need to. And we'll just end with that.
All right. Thank you so much. Peace to you. Peace to your woman, your queen, and your family. We love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Honors. Peace. So, family, you've heard from the Sheik, Aseer, the Duke of Tears, and his lovely wife, Celina Cordoba Ali. And you've also heard from me, Dr. Kia Pruitt. I truly trust that we've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Thank you, family. If you would, please, and you're able to, try out some of their hair care products, hair, skin, nail, and anything else they have on the website. You can find it at cordobaorganics.com. I'll leave all the links in the description section of the video on my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel, and I've also put them in the chat. Also, if you'd like to send a donation to Aseer, Duke of Tears, and his wife, you can send a Cash App to $D as in Dandy, S as in Save 418, $DS 418, or you can just send it to Cordoba Organics. If you want to give a blessing and you don't have Cash App, that's okay. You know, I got you covered. You can send a donation to their PayPal at Morally Correct Mediums. More as in the Moors, mooring the shore, MOORALLY. And then it's a capital CORRECT, mediums, MEDIUMS, and I put that on the screen. PayPal is Morally Correct Mediums. Yes, morally correct mediums. And of course, Cash App is Cordoba Organics or DS418. And you can go to Aseer the Duke of Tears website at Aseer. It's just Aseer, Duke of Tears. You can also find he and his wife on YouTube, and he's been active on his YouTube channel. So here it is right here. It is simply Aseer, the Duke of Tears. That is his handle, and that is his YouTube name as well. I put it up on the screen for you. I'll put it in the chat and in the description section. You can find Aseer also on Facebook at Aseer Cordoba Ali. I believe that's his Facebook. And family, if you have any questions and you want, you can't get a hold of them, you can always email me at kiapruitt@gmail.com. If you want to participate in our private group that what happened here? On the Dr. Kia Pruitt show on YouTube, I'll put that link in the description section as well. It is now 11:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. December 21st, 2025. We're going to check out, family, but please watch my videos from earlier today. I put up a video telling you that I know everybody's tired, but there's some hope. And Chief Mack and I told everybody some things that we heard, like from Anna Von Reitz, the sovereign judge Anna Von Reitz, said that the banks are connected and interconnected, that they're now Basel III and Basel IV compliant. They're connected to the new system that is a sentient system. No longer will we be using the SWIFT system, but we're using a new system. And Judge Anna Von Reitz said many people are going to have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I also talked about in those videos earlier today that we're coming up on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, but first, Christmas Eve. What happened in 2024 on Christmas Eve, December 24th? Pope Francis opened up what he called the Jubilee portals for 2025. He opened up several portals days leading up to December 24th, but December 24th, he opened up a Jubilee portal at a prison. And he let us know that was symbolic to setting the captives free and ushering us into a Jubilee season. That was Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2024. On the same day, Zero Hedge came out with an article, December 24th, 2024, that said we're going to have a debt jubilee in biblical proportions. Are you ready? So here we are now. I'm going to see if I can find that. Here we are now, family, in 2025, about to close out 2025. And we still haven't seen the Jubilee coming in. But Judge Anna Von Reitz said it still could happen before the year ends. And I just know that whenever the Pope does things like what he did, opening up those Jubilee portals, that is a sign, signs and symbols of what is to come. And here's the article that we're going to have a debt Jubilee of biblical proportions. So as the Sheik said, usher it in. People keep saying, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? It's not going to happen. Look, think about it. Know it's going to happen and expect it to happen. And while you're expecting it to happen and thinking about it, celebrate as if it's happening now, because it really is. So celebrate, rejoice, get excited, and raise up. When you wake up in the morning, you are waking up, as he said earlier, from a slumber. Some people say from the DEAD. Wake up and rise up, praising and celebrating, and watch and see if you don't have a joyous reality. Good night, family. Sleep well. I love you so very much. And I trust that you're going to have an amazing, amazing Christmas or winter solstice, Hanukkah, or whatever day you celebrate. And that you will have a very wealthy, prosperous new year. We're going to go out with our outro song, family. And I love you. If you make any more comments, I'll put them up on the screen as we go out. Good night, family. Peace. Love you.
Dr. Kia Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Good night, Soul Tribe. I love you. Bye bye. Sleep well.